and then he forced, not, I would say, for lack of a better term, he pushed it out on his kingdom. Maybe not force, but he definitely is the one that pushed this religion on his people. So yeah, exactly. Black people should not be Christian. But y'all keep tapping the screen, shut it live, and we'll go from there. I don't know who this. Oh, that person dropped out.
Yeah. We had some folks that was up here for a second. They requested up, but all of a sudden they're gone now. So we're gonna see what we could rock out with. See who's gonna go ahead and come up, and see who's willing to have the discussion with us. Because again, we always hear the same thing over and over. Either Christianity was in Africa before it was in Europe, or that it even started in Africa and it didn't. These things are just not the facts. Christianity was in Europe before it was in Africa. It got to Europe in the 3rd century, and it got to Ethiopia in the 4th century. Yeah, I mean, now you can argue that it was in Egypt, but ain't none of us Egyptian, bro. We don't descend from those people. You know what I mean? So it's very, very easy to talk about these things, and we need to start talking about these things. We need to start spreading the truth, because I, for one, am pretty sick and tired of being expected to be Christian. You know what I mean? Or being expected to be Muslim, or expected that, that my morality is going to be based on such a thing, when these things are just not true. Yeah, I mean, they're just not true, or at least there is no evidence that they are true. And I'm not going to believe in something just because my parents believed it, or just because it was a way for us to cope from enslavement and everything like that. We do not need this. We do not need this religion. I don't think we ever needed it. So we need to go ahead and, as a people, need to figure out our own spiritual traditions outside of the Judeo-Christian European paradigm. Because honestly, just like how you said before, what Christianity is today, even though it started off in the Middle East, right now it's basically Greco-Roman culture deified. That's exactly what it is right now. Yeah, I mean, which is why they put, which is why a Greco-Roman person was put as the image of the Savior. Yeah, I mean, what was his name? Caesar Borgia or something like that.
Yeah.
So like that's the that it's a person who's Italian or something like that. Yeah, I mean, so these are the reasons why, like right now, we have an epidemic, or not even an epidemic, or a sickness in our community of worshiping this image, and people don't understand how important images are. You need to understand that the image that you get when you see your Savior is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. That's the image that you've been fed your entire life of someone who's a savior. And you need to understand how much of a sickness that it is, because if you go over to Africa right now, whiteness is the ultimate paradigm, the ultimate that you would like to be. And that doesn't just go for, the men, also the women. Yeah, I mean, you'll see a lot of our African brothers and sisters, yeah, I mean, like worshiping white folks. You feel what I'm saying? Either thinking that they're the ones who's going to either save us. I don't know why I did that for, but I'm gonna fix that. Give me a second. Either thinking they're the ones who will save us, or they're the epitome of femininity. They're the epitome of masculinity. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You good, bro. And while we waiting on Volcy, just to add to what he's saying, all of the deities, like the images and the icons and the statues and the paintings and the pictures and the iconography, the portraits, the sculptures, all of that stuff is important when you're talking about your savior. It's all of that's important. Why does your savior, as a black person, look like Jupiter, Zeus, Serapis, Asclepius? Why does your savior look like all of the pagan Roman and Greco-Roman and Greek gods? If you've ever why does your God look like Odin? You ever seen Odin with the eye patch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The rising God looked like that.
Type in the word God and then type in Odin and look at the pictures. The same person. All of that is important when we're talking about whose culture is being deified, where these gods came from, who these gods look like. What everybody's God prior to like colonialism, everybody's deities look like them.
Uh-huh.
You know, everywhere you go, people's deities and gods resemble them, resemble their culture, what they what they believe in, what they grew up around, their folklore, their it's like a deification of their history in a way. And so if your God looks like people who conquered your land and raped your mothers and sisters and castrated the men, your family members, we got a problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge problem. And I mean, okay, I'm good now. You can put me on the big screen if you want, but
yeah. I wanted you to finish what you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly what Bar was saying. None of these deities look like us, right? None of these deities look like anything like us. So you need to understand what happens when the God that you worship looks like another culture. You need to understand what happens when we go through our entire lives with the image of the ultimate supreme God being a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. What does that do to our brothers and sisters over in Africa? You have a lot of people who still worship that image. You have a lot of people who think that white folks are the ones who are going to save us, that they're the pinnacle of civilization, they're the pinnacle of grace, beauty, mercy, everything like that. You have Christians today saying that, Black Christians today saying that the one that freed us is not, ourselves. We didn't free ourselves. We got saved from the European Christians. And none of that is true. Yeah, I mean, there were tons of slave rebellions when we tried to free ourselves. The Haitian Revolution is a pinnacle, the perfect example of the fact that we freed ourselves. And it wasn't Christians who were doing it. The only reason Christians got involved is because they saw that it was untenable, it was unprofitable to still have slavery. If it wasn't for that, we probably would have been changed until 1945, y'all. We probably would have been changed in 1945. So we need to understand and realize that this religion here is not here to save us. This religion here is not part of our culture. It was never something good for our people. It was never something that we need, and we need to let it go. We're gonna get to our first guest now. You want to go ahead and do the double screen thing now, Bar?
Yeah, I got you. The person on the right was first.
Yeah, Living Soul. Living Soul was first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Living Soul, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And do you have a religious indoctrination?
I'm over 18. And I did come from like a Christian household. But I've been like questioning, these Abrahamic religions and kind of what it's done to the psyche of Black people around the world. It's pretty disturbing. I think the thing that bothers me the most is like, why do we have to come to learn about God through other people's story, the other people's history, and what it's caused is it's caused people to, put other groups of people on a pedestal. You have them, basically becoming Arabized and facing, Mecca as the Holy Land or Jerusalem as a Holy Land, but not the land that your ancestors actually came from. I mean, that just makes you lose your sense of self, and it just, ruins your psyche. And I think it's disturbing. And I feel like more and more of us should, turn away from these Abrahamic religions.
Yeah. That's exactly what we've been saying. Give me a second here, because someone over on Deconstruction Junction said that you didn't free yourself till that's the Union soldiers that died, till that's the British who abolished it first. The British didn't abolish slavery until about 1835. Haiti abolished slavery in 1804. And before that, there were several slave rebellions, both in British colonies and in America. So no, The British nor the Union soldiers freed us. It wasn't them. Stop giving the credit to oppressive white people and not to the black people who freed ourselves. I need to stop doing that. All right, your education was wrong. They didn't teach you about the slave revolts in America. They didn't teach you about the slave revolts in the British or French colonies. It was Haiti who freed us. But go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and continue. But yeah, that's what we're saying, Living Soul. Like it really ruins us like here. Just perfect example here where folks think that it was the British who did it first, and it wasn't. It was Haiti who did it first. Haiti was the first country in the Western world to abolish slavery. That's just a fact, an absolute fact. But people still think that it was the British who did it first, giving credit to the people who oppressed us in order to basically not ignore the contributions that black people made to this world. You know what I mean? And that's part of Christian colonialism. Make sense? I think Living Soul does agree with us though, but we do have another one.
Yeah, I agree.
Gotcha. Savi World, is that your name?
Yeah, that's my name.
All right. Are you at least 18? And do you have a religious indoctrination?
Yeah, I'm 18. No, I was not indoctrinated to religion, but I do believe Jesus Christ is the living God, one true God, Messiah.
Okay, so you were indoctrinated into Christianity.
Yeah. When did you first learn that?
Indoctrination would assume that I was taught this by somebody external to myself, correct?
Hold on, what?
You were.
Okay. Yeah,
You
so
said
he understood what I was saying.
Wait, hold up.
I said indoctrination would imply that I was taught that Jesus Christ is God by someone external of myself.
Yes.
Yeah, where did you first hear about Jesus Christ?
I've heard about, we've all heard about Jesus Christ, but when I heard about Jesus Christ, that don't mean I believed he was God.
That's not what I asked you. Who taught you about Jesus?
No one taught me about Jesus. My grandmother introduced me to Christ.
And how old were you?
My grandma was probably the first one to introduce me to Christ.
And how old were you at the time? Were you a child?
Yeah.
Right. So you were indoctrinated, sir.
Yeah.
So indoctrination is a teaching, correct or no?
Hey, Savi, listen. We don't have to do this semantic thing. You didn't pop out the womb knowing about Jesus. That's not what happened. When you got
correct,
old enough,
I learned about Jesus.
Hold on, Savi. Hold on, let me finish.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
When you got old enough, your grandmother taught you about Jesus, even if you didn't believe it for a long time.
Incorrect. That's an assumption you're making.
You just told us your grandmother taught you about Jesus. You told us.
I said my grandmother introduced me to Jesus. To be taught about Jesus would be meaning she would have taught me the teachings of Jesus, correct?
All right. So what did she tell you about Jesus? Hold on, wait, Savi.
Yep.
You're saying that that your grandma one day said, okay, there's a person named Jesus that died a long time ago, and that's all she told you?
No, she said I should believe in Jesus.
There you go.
Is that teaching me about Jesus or telling me I should believe in him?
That's telling you should believe in him. That's indoctrination.
Okay, if you say so, we'll go by that definition then. Yes, that's how I was indoctrinated. Okay. If you look up the Webster dictionary,
Savi, we don't give a shit.
I know you don't, because that's true. That would be true.
Savi, we don't give a shit. Black people should not be Christian. Your grandma shouldn't have been either.
Why so?
Because it's not true. Or actually, I'll correct myself. There is no evidence that is true. And now that is the religion of our enslavers.
There's plenty of evidence. It's true.
Such as what?
And how is it
such as what?
Well, real quick, do you know
no.
Islamic?
No. Such as what?
You're running from the truth, but I get it.
Be quiet for a second and actually answer my question, because this is our live, not yours.
How can I be quiet and answer your question?
Okay, let's do this then. I'm not going to give you contradictory statements. I'm going to ask you a question. Hold on. I'm going to ask you a question because this is our live, not yours.
Correct.
You understand
and I respect
right?
it. Yeah,
okay,
I respect
cool.
that.
So we ask the questions here, and then you answer, and then we have a back and forth.
Okay.
So all right. So what was I again? Again, you claim that there's plenty of evidence that Christianity is true. There is evidence that
Jesus is God. That was my claim.
All right. So Jesus is God. Cool.
Yes.
Number one, you have to show that a God exists first, and number two, you have to show that Jesus. Hold on, be quiet. Number one, you have to show that God exists first. Number two, you have to show that Jesus is connected to this God. And number three, you have to actually provide evidence of all that to be the case. So what evidence do you have that there's even a God that exists? What evidence do you have of that?
Okay, so we live in a mind. We live in a world. We live in a reality where there are concepts that are truth, that are objectively true, external of and independent of a human mind. Would you agree?
No.
Okay, so 2 + 2 = 4. Is that true objectively or just true subjectively?
That's true axiomatically. Meaning we made up that rule. We made that up. 2 doesn't
exist. Okay, so you're suggesting that we created math, but we didn't discover math.
We created math. Yeah, 2 doesn't exist.
Okay, so let me you know what Pythagoras is? You've heard of Pythagorean theorem?
I heard of Pythagorean theorem.
Okay.
So do me a favor. This is not going to get us anywhere because I've been down this road before.
It is.
It's not because I've been down this road before with plenty of people. This is not going to get us anywhere. When I ask for evidence,
well, just let me ask you my next question.
When I ask for evidence,
okay,
I'm talking about something that's testable, demonstrable, repeatable, and something that's tangible.
Math is all
anything like that.
Math is all three of those things.
Okay, where can I find a number 2?
Conceptually.
Okay, where can I find it?
Do you know what a concept is? It's an abstract idea.
I understand that.
That's where you will find the number 2.
Savi, can you hand me the number 2?
Can I hand you an abstract idea?
Correct. Can you hand me the number 2?
No, I cannot hand you.
Then it doesn't exist. Exactly. Numbers don't exist.
Numbers don't exist.
Numbers don't exist.
No one. That's why. Exist. Okay, I'm like, how can y'all not believe?
Hey, Savi.
It all makes sense.
Savi, numbers do not exist.
Numbers don't exist.
Numbers don't exist. They're abstract ideas. They do not exist. So when hold on.
Can I explain how they exist?
No, you can't. When I ask you for something, okay, so you said that. So according to you, there's some sort of mathematical proof.
According to mathematicians.
Hold on.
All mathematicians.
Not according to mathematicians. You're lying about that. So when it comes to I know why you are because we can Google this right now. Every mathematician.
Put it on the big screen.
Not every mathematician agrees that a God exists. So
no, every mathematician will agree that numbers are conceptual.
We understand. Okay, yeah. This is what I'm gonna say, Savi. We're not gonna fight for the mic in our own life. You understand, right?
Well, I would just appreciate if you don't say something that I'm not saying. Is all.
Okay, great. So when it comes to I understand that numbers are conceptual. I didn't say that they're not conceptual. I said they don't exist because you cannot hand me the number 2.
Concepts don't exist.
You cannot hand me a dragon, right?
A dragon?
Yeah, a dragon is a concept. You can't hand me a dragon, can you?
I cannot hand you any abstract ideas.
Right. So these things don't actually physically exist, right?
Language is a concept. Language doesn't exist.
They do not physically exist. You cannot hand me English, bro. Language or
English doesn't exist. What are we saying here, bro?
All right. Let me make it clear for you. They do not physically exist.
Right, I agree. Physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and move on from this.
So because they don't physically
let's go ahead.
exist.
Shut up. Let's go ahead and move on from this because
like I said, shut up.
Shut up. It's not your turn. Shut up. So when it comes, shut up.
Numbers ain't real. Language not real.
All right. Let me go ahead and do this.
Hold on. Hey.
This is what we're gonna do. We are not gonna fight for the mic on our own life. If y'all do that again, we're just gonna drop y'all and move on.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead. I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you believe numbers exist, Hope?
Stop. Yeah. The other 2 people, it's not y'all's turn yet. It's just him by himself. So yeah. We're not talking to y'all yet. Is y'all are next. So just please wait until we're done with him. Savvy.
Yes.
This is okay. So what Volcy was saying was this isn't really going to go anywhere. What this line of, I don't know, but
Yeehaw.
Well,
Yeah,
y'all are.
this
Well,
line
just
of
let me
Oh,
skip.
go ahead.
Let's skip straight to it. Your God, your God, or the God of the Old Testament that the Israelites believe in.
Yahweh.
His name is Yahweh.
Mhm.
Yahweh is mythology, just like all other deities. You
Okay.
literally
How
can,
so?
yeah. If you when you look at what's called religious and cultural anthropology, it's basically the study of ancient people and their cultures and their spiritual beliefs and their the deities that they create. And people, we're literally able to tell you what type of deity a group of people is going to create based on the environment they live in, who their enemies are, what they eat, how they, how close are they to the sun, how much does it rain, are the women having children. What you have to understand about deities and gods is that every group of people, every ancient group has one. Gods are not there. There is no God that is that transcends cultural myth. There is not one. No one has proven that their specific God is the one true God. No, every culture has a creator deity. Every culture got I would say every culture is in a sense polytheistic. There's never been one God worship. The
Well, there
God,
is.
the
Okay.
God of
That's true.
the God of Judaism comes from the fucking desert. The earliest inscriptions that's talking about Yahweh is talking about the Shasu in Midian. These are desert nomadic people worshiping a deity in the fucking Levant. This has nothing to do with black people.
You don't think so?
The only reason why we have Christianity is because of colonialism.
Okay, so
The
let's
only
use.
reason why
Sorry.
go ahead. You can
So,
respond now. Go ahead.
Yeah, appreciate it. Scientifically speaking, black people were the first people on the earth, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if science also tells us the first civilizations were in this Middle Eastern area, migrated to a Middle Eastern area, wouldn't that include black people, or are these people different?
No, they'll be different because you have to understand like the scale of time that we're talking about. Because Homo sapiens existed or came onto the planet around 300,000 years ago, and Mesopotamia didn't exist until about, I would say, somewhere about 9,000. So
Okay,
that's about 290,000 years. During that time scale, white people were already around. They just didn't have civilization yet.
Okay, so let me. That kind of.
How does that work?
Oh my God. Okay. Hey, Rencito, again, shut up, bro. It's not your turn. We'll get to you.
So that
Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Tony.
get back to my statement, but it sounds like Volcy, my bad, Volcy.
Yep.
Volcy. Okay. It sounds like you believe. Well, it sounds like you're indoctrinated into the idea or the theory that the Earth is millions of years old. Is that not indoctrination?
Do you know what indoctrination
No, it's not.
means?
I don't think he does.
That's what I asked from the Earth. That's what I asked earlier. Like, what does indoctrination mean?
Hold on. Listen, that is not in
What's the difference
because
in?
no one.
Okay.
Okay. So when it comes to the to indoctrination, right? Typically, the way that we use indoctrination is to force a belief that hasn't been proven. When it comes to the age of the Earth, we can prove that through radiometric dating, through isometric dating. There are a lot of dating methods, right? But for us to know like exactly how it works, you would actually need to talk to like either a physicist, a chemist, or a geologist. None of us are that. So if you're gonna say that all of geology is wrong, what evidence do you have of that?
Well, that's not my statement. My claim is you haven't done the testing, so you're believing what you read, correct?
No.
You just said neither of us are. You just said neither of us are. Whatever the scientific study was.
A geologist.
A geologist. You just said neither of us are geologists, and yet you believe that the Earth is millions of years old.
Right, and it's not something that I believe, something that I accept because there's evidence behind it. There are like tons of papers on this, and because I'm not an expert in that field, how can I say that these are all just incorrect? They actually do have the evidence that the Earth is millions of years old. Not only that, we don't have to just use We don't have to just use that. We can use starlight again, because we all know what a light year is, right? It's the amount of time for light to travel in a vacuum. If there are stars that are millions of light years away, how can the Earth be, not be millions of years old? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So light travels at the speed of light. That doesn't mean it wasn't all created around the same time. And science will tell us that it actually was initially created at the same time, and it has expanded.
Right. So if light came into being at the same time or anything like that, are you saying that light and the Earth came into being at the same time?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. Earth was created after space, and that's what the Bible says, and that's what science tells us too.
I'm understood. But what now the Bible does get that part right. You get light and you have the Earth.
No, the Bible says the sun was created after the Earth.
No, the Bible
says it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
The sun was day 4. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it says that the sun was created after the Earth, but we know that's wrong.
Okay, so the Bible does not say the sun was created after the Earth.
What day was the sun created?
It's false information.
Hey, hold on. It's not your turn, Antonio. All right, so Salvi, according to the book of Genesis, the sun was created on day 4, and in the first line of the Bible says, "In the beginning, God created." Well, did it say let it be light? Let there be light, or
no? It said when God began to create.
Yeah, when God began to create. At least that's the correct interpretation. But yeah, it says that the sun was created in day 4, and the Earth was created like in day 2 or day 1. So yeah, it says that the sun was before the Earth. I mean, our sun was after the Earth. That's wrong.
So it says in the beginning. It says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Mm-hmm. What are the heavens? Well, real quick, what are the heavens?
In that context, I wouldn't know. In that context,
why are we?
Hold on. Actually, in that context, it will probably be like the sky, the stars, stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly, I agree with you. The skies and the stars. The skies and the stars.
Yeah, because that's what's usually what they meant by the heavens in ancient times. Yeah.
Correct. So if the skies and the stars are created immediately, why is the sun not created?
What does verse 4 say?
Verse 4.
Maybe it's not verse 4.
You said verse 4, right?
That's man-made.
Antonio, it's not your turn, Antonio. You gotta be quiet. Don't come off the mic again. If you do, I'm gonna drop you because it's not your turn. It's Salvi's turn. All right. So actually, we don't. I don't know how we even got on this tangent.
Because Matt, I don't either. Because it is. It's not relevant, but
we need to. He's trying to say that. Okay.
Oh, he's trying to say that I'm indoctrinated with science.
And that science confirms the Bible.
Yeah, exactly.
Science does directly confirm the Bible in many cases.
But the Bible says that the sun was created after the earth, and it wasn't.
Bro, we just read it. In the beginning, the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and you said it yourself.
Right? Hold on.
The stars are included in
Salvi, I understand that, right?
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that these are ancient people. They didn't know that the sun was a star, did they?
What?
Ancient people did not know that the sun was a star, which is why they said that. Hold on. Listen. Ancient people did not know that the sun was a star, which is why they said that the sun was created on day 4 after the earth. They didn't know that the sun was a star. So they literally got that wrong because the Bible clearly says that the sun was created on day 4.
It does not say that.
Starting at verse 14. Okay. And God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and for years, and let them be the lights in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth." And it was so, and God made the 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser night to rule the night. That's the moon, right? And the stars. God set them in the dome of the sky to give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 4th day.
Yeah, it's on day 14.
Right.
It's on verse 14.
And so, in context, and speaking of the Hebrews, the Hebrews saw everything external of the clouds as heaven. Therefore, everything in space that we see was created. Now, when on the what you are reading in the fourth verse is when God created essentially what would be time for to cycle the earth. He didn't say he didn't say let me create a sun.
Yes,
he said let me create light. Well, he said verbatim, he said and God saw on 3, he said, and God said, let there be light, and there was, and God saw the light and that it was good. 2 things here.
All right, so
light and darkness.
Hold on,
Go ahead.
God made the 2 great lights. That's what it says.
Yeah, and hold on, and let's parse some things out here, because clearly there's already earth, right? In verse 9, it says, "Let the waters under the sky be gathered together in one place, and let them dry land appear," and it was so. Verse 10, God called the dry land earth, and the waters were gathered together. He called seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seeds, fruits, trees of every kind that bears fruit within it," and it was so. Then the earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seeds, etc., etc. Verse 13, "And there was evening and there was morning the 3rd day." Verse 14, "Let the lights in the dome of the sky is not a dome, so that's kind of crazy, and let them," and exactly, it doesn't exist. The firmament doesn't exist. "And let them be signs for," no, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. "And let them be signs for seasons and for years, and let the lights in the dome of the sky give light upon the earth," and it was so. God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. So the greater light is supposed to be the sun, and the lesser light is supposed to be the moon. Is that not true?
That's a invalid interpretation.
How is it invalid?
I mean,
because the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night. So what are they supposed to be? Is that not the sun and the moon?
It's not. So again, when God was creating everything, basically you can think about it like he created, and again, this is what science tells us happened in the Big Bang. Everything was created.
No.
Okay. Hold on.
That's not true.
That's not what the Big Bang says.
There's a singularity. Hold on. The Big Bang starts out as a singularity.
That's not creation.
Okay, well, let me just explain what I'm gonna say and then tell me how I'm wrong. Okay, so you don't just take the little part out of context.
You're already using the wrong language. It's not creation. It's expansion.
Sure.
Okay,
I can't respond. Go ahead.
Hold on, wait. Let's clear something up. When you say creation, are you talking about a deliberate act or something that just comes into being because of multiple reasons?
It was deliberate.
Okay, deliberate. Okay, so that's why Mac is saying that's not creation.
No, that's not why I'm saying that.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Mac.
No, it's not, because like Lord says all the time, it's not a creation theory. It's an expansion theory. It talks about expansion of energy and matter, right? It was already here. That stuff is eternal.
But it was at a single point, correct?
Yeah, but so it was
exactly,
there. It had to get
that's
there.
That's what I said.
It had to be
let me
there.
say what I was going to say.
No, you didn't. You said create, right?
I was talking about God.
It had to be there.
Not the scientific theory of the Big Bang.
It had to be there to get to a single point.
Jesus.
So
it condensed, so it was there.
There's nothing that tells us.
So Salvi, hold on. Salvi, hold on. You need to understand exactly the point that Mac is bringing up, right?
I get what he's saying.
All right, so hold on. He's not going against all the consensus of science. What the hot dense state is, we're not sure what it was, right? We're not sure what it is. But and we know that quarks and leptons and everything like that came from that. But my issue is that the material already had to be there. So nothing was created. It was already always there. But we don't know what that hot dense state was or what even was before it. My issue.
Well, hold on. If it was always there, there is no before it.
Exactly. So if
but listen to what you're saying.
Hold on. If we're talking about the My issue with with you using create is that you're saying that these were deliberate acts, and we have no evidence that they are deliberate acts. That's what I'm saying.
The Bible tells us these are deliberate acts.
Just because the Bible says something doesn't make it true.
So what is truth then? What scientists say?
No.
What-
Hold up. Wait. I want you to stay right there. Don't move. Just because the Bible says it, that does not make it true.
Sure.
Cool. So when I bring up the fact that we have no evidence this is a deliberate act, and you simply say that the Bible says so, who cares? The Bible can say anything. It doesn't make it true.
I don't get the point.
The point is exactly what I said. Just because the Bible says is a deliberate act doesn't make it true. You actually have to show evidence that it is, because again, there are plenty of religions out there that were before Christianity that have a whole nother creation story. Why are those false and yours is true?
Right.
Because it aligns directly with the science, and the science shows us does experiments to replicate different things and can show us what was essentially in theory.
But again, this is that's untrue, because
no other creation story aligns.
Hold on,
science.
Safi. Yeah, neither does yours, because again,
Yes, it does.
It does not, because again,
Okay.
the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the less light to rule the night. That's the sun and the moon.
I can
The sun
explain
and the
that for
moon,
you.
the sun and the moon did not come after the earth. Well, the moon did, but the sun did not come after the earth. It did not.
Okay, so let me explain it. And I'll take it from what you just said, which I don't believe, but you said everything always was, okay?
That's not what I
Which
said.
means, you said there was a hot dense state that always existed, correct?
There was a hot dense state, and we don't
Okay.
know where it came from, what was
Right.
before it, or even what it was.
Right. And
But
one day,
that doesn't
Hold-
mean that everything always was. That's not the same thing.
well, that's what you said. So you're going
That's
back
not what
on
I
it.
said. That's not what I said.
Okay, sure. So
When I said the material for
Chad,
elementary particles.
did he say that or am I tripping? Let me know.
Yeah, you're tripping.
Okay.
I said the material for elementary particles likely always was, because it came from the hot dense state.
You didn't
We
use
don't know what
likely
hot dense state was.
originally, but let's use that last thing you just said. Likely always was, okay? If the materials were always there, that means at the expansion, stars began to form.
At the
Correct.
expansion? No, stars began to form, I think, Mac, go ahead and correct me on this if I'm wrong. I think stars began to form about 100 million years after the expansion. Am I right about that, Mac?
Sure. Well, let's go with that. Let's say you're right.
Yeah, I don't have that, but
Let's say
it
you're
definitely
right.
wasn't
Let's say
you're right.
It definitely wasn't at the expansion.
Okay. Well, let's say he's right. 100 million years after, God is eternal, so that's
100
nothing to
million
him.
years. Yeah,
Yep.
100 million years.
So okay, so yep. So let's say you're right. God's eternal, so that's nothing to him. At 100 million years, stars began to form.
Mhm.
Then I'm sure, and science says 100 million years later, the Earth began to form.
No.
Well, about a couple of billion years after that. Actually.
Oh,
No,
sure,
so
sure.
The-
Hold on, well, let's just say a billion years.
Relax.
Let's just say a billion years.
Relax.
What do you mean relax? I'm explaining how.
Relax.
Are you about to say something or?
Yes,
Go ahead.
I've been trying to. The initial expansion, right, the Big Bang, was about 13.6 billion years ago.
Okay, nice.
The sun came into existence about 5 billion years ago.
Okay, nice.
So, and the Earth 4.6, and then the Moon 4.5. So
Nice.
it's like
Nice.
it's-
Okay, let's go with that.
it's
Let's go
all
with
they
that.
all came from each other, but it came very much later. Like the
Nice.
sun
Let's go with that. I'll go
and
with
the
that.
Earth are about a third of the age of the universe.
Sure. So, from what you just said, a couple billion years, stars began to form. Then, billion years later, the Earth.
Like 9
began-
billion.
9 billion years later, the Earth formed. Okay. When the Earth formed, scientifically, the Earth was not within the sun's gravitational pull initially.
Yeah,
over
what?
time, this matter.
The sun came out
over-
of the accretion disk from the sun. The Earth came from the accretion disk from the
of
sun.
Yeah, it was. So Earth was already in Earth's the sun's
It was
gravitational pull.
not.
Yes, it was.
Bro, how can it come from the sun and
You-
immediately?
Hold on,
that-
Savi.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
say immediately.
Go ahead.
Let me try to explain this. All right. when it comes to planetary and solar system formation, what it is an accretion disk. The accretion disk is gas and dust and basically like icy material.
Yeah, I got a basic understanding.
All right, so that means that the Earth was within the accretion disk of the sun.
So did the Earth form in one day or not?
No, it did not.
Exactly. So after time, after the Earth formed, it fell into the gravitational pull that it is in today. It was not always there.
It formed in that.
It formed in that. It formed within the gravitational pull of the sun. The accretion, you understand the accretion disk is the gravitational pull, right? You understand that? The accretion disk itself is the gravitational pull of the sun. So
what was the Earth the same size it is today as it always was?
No, I don't
right.
think
so over time, the Earth gained what's the word I'm looking for?
Material and everything.
Material, but it was a different word.
Mass. And then mass.
Mass. It gained the mass that it is today.
But also
at that point,
mass.
Sure, it also lost mass from the formation of the moon.
Sure. At some point, it became what it is today. And then when the moon, fell into the Earth's gravitation, now we have day and night. Therefore, the heavens were and the earth were created, and then day and night fell after. The earth did not come into existence in one day and was already day and night.
All right.
The
so
sun was already there.
Period. This was a time period.
The sun was there when the earth formed.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I could just read the Bible and it tells me.
Savi, you understand that when the earth formed, the sun was already there, right?
Correct.
When the earth was
the heavens.
Okay, got you. So when the earth was a big molten ball, the sun was already there. But there was the issue. Hold on, the issue that you're not addressing is that the Bible clearly says there's a greater light to rule the day and a lesser light to rule the night.
And that's when God formed day and night.
Savi, what are those? What is the greater light? What is it?
It is the sun and the moon. But
exactly. And it says, hold on, stop right there. Okay, it says that was the fourth day, which means that God created the sun after the earth.
No. The sun was created.
No. Savi. You're not even following your own Bible at this point then. Because you just admitted to me.
You're running, but
hold on, I'm not running.
The truth getting too close.
Savi, be quiet.
The truth getting too close.
Savi, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. We were already having a good conversation. Don't do that and don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me again. You already admitted that when I asked you what is the lesser light and the greater light, you admitted that's the sun and the moon. The Bible clearly says that's the fourth day. And it clearly says in the verses before that I read from 9 to 12 that God made the earth, which means that if the greater light was made on the fourth day, but the earth was on the third day, then that means that the sun is after the earth. But
no. The sun was the first day. The first thing.
You just admitted to me, Savi. Admitted to me. Hold on, Savi. You just admitted to me when it says greater light and lesser light. That's the sun and the moon. You just admitted to me that's what those are. And the Bible clearly says that's the fourth day, not the first.
And it says he made them.
He said he made them on the fourth day, not the first. So clearly there's something wrong here.
That's a slightly different translation. I'm reading KJV, not to say it's better or worse, but
I'm reading the NRSV. The NRSV is what scholars use because that's the most updated interpretation.
The NRSV also gets funky with homosexuality. So God is clearly an abomination to God.
How do you know that?
Because it says it.
It says it where?
In Exodus.
Yeah,
Leviticus.
But the thing is, you understand that these are ancient cultures, right? They didn't understand homosexuality the same way we do.
Regardless, it says abomination to label them.
I understand it says an abomination, but that's
so when the NSVU says that when it takes that out, it's like
they didn't.
What do you believe?
They didn't take it. They didn't take. Hold on, Savi. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay. When it comes to NRSV, what they did was they have the most updated, because remember, language changes over time, right? So what the NRSV does is that they reconstruct these ancient languages to understand the culture of the time. This is all about cultural anthropology. You understand that, right? Like, for example, The word dumb. Hold on, listen. The word dumb. If I were to call somebody dumb, you will say that I'm insulting that person. Hold on, listen to my example.
It means lame.
Hold on, listen to my example. If I were to say, call somebody dumb, nowadays that means that I'm insulting them, their intelligence. But 100, 200 years ago, that simply meant that a person was mute or they were lame, like you said. They like their legs didn't work. So that means language changes over time. What the NRSV does, 100%. Exactly. Okay, so what the NRSV does is basically reconstruct what the old languages were saying, and they didn't understand homosexuality the same way that we do. So when you say that they're taking stuff out because God is against homosexuality, you only say that because the KJV says that, but that doesn't mean that the ancient people also believe that.
I mean, we can read that.
God
we can read the verse.
God is definitely not for.
It says, "You shall not lie with a male as with a woman."
Yeah,
it is an abomination.
Exactly. So right, I don't know how there's. I don't know where you get any other interpretation from.
So what's still in the NRSV? Why'd you say to take it out?
No, that's what. Yeah.
No. No. When it comes to that stuff, there are different parts of the Bible that kind of act like they change the words where it's not.
Yeah, they also have a better understanding.
Yeah,
with later discoveries.
Hold on. Wait. Just let's, because we got other people waiting. We need to skip him along, sir.
Yeah.
Let me just ask you this so I can see where your temperature at. Do you think people should practice religions used to justify the subjugation and oppression of their people? Yes or no?
No. I believe people should have a genuine relationship with God the Father.
Right. So black people, since you said no, then you agree black people should not be Christian. Because that's what it was used to do.
But I do think black people should follow the teachings of Christ.
Sir, a follower of Christ is a Christian. Black people should not follow
Christ.
The
teachings of Christ.
Black people should not.
If I could get the fucking words out so you can hear it, maybe we can. I don't know. Why is the beginning? Why is the beginning of your sentence in the middle of mine? And I'm trying to explain something to you, brother.
No, you're right. My bad.
Oh, you the host? Go ahead. You the host. Go ahead and host it then.
My bad.
Yes. When it's your turn to ask, it's your turn to answer the question, everybody's gonna be quiet and we're gonna let you answer. I asked you a question and you said no. People should not practice religions used to justify the subjugation and oppression of their people. With that in mind, you and I agree black people should not be Christian because it is the basis of the colonial laws that the European Christians came up with.
You realize you took exactly what I said out of context. I said black people.
I asked you a yes or no question, Savvy.
It wasn't yes or no answer though. I said black people should not be Christian. They should have a honest and genuine relationship with Christ.
That's a Christian.
I'll ask it again. Let's slow it down one more time. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Do you think people should practice religions used to justify the subjugation, the miseducation, and the oppression of their people? Yes or no?
The way you form the question boxes in the answer. That would be disingenuous.
Sir, you can answer the question yes, or you can answer the question no.
Christianity is not what you described it as, and I would say yes. Black people should 100% be Christian.
Hey Savi.
Black people should 100% be Christian.
Savi, be quiet for a second. Let me ask you a question. When Christianity first came to Western Africa to our ancestors, who bought it there? The enslaving colonizers, correct?
Ethiopians were practicing Christianity far before black.
They were not.
So what's the Ethiopian Bible?
Wait, are you saying Ethiopians brought it to West Africa?
Yes.
Savi,
what's your evidence for that?
Ethiopians didn't bring it to West Africa.
Because Stop. Well, I can't give you my.
Savi, no. We're not really gonna do that because you're not just gonna simply lie on the stage, all right?
Sure.
The Ethiopians did not bring Christianity to Western Africa. They did not.
What makes you say that?
Because it is not in evidence.
Okay,
right?
What's the
shut up. When the Ethiopians were practicing Christianity, shut up. When the Ethiopians were practicing Christianity, they were in Eastern Africa. Western Africa, the Dahomey states, the Congo, Ashanti, they did not have Christianity. A lot of them had Islam, but they did not have Christianity. That
So
was brought to Western Africa by the colonizer.
How did it get to the colonizer?
How did it get to the colonizer? Through
Yes,
Rome.
that's what I asked.
Through Rome.
Through Rome? Hold on. So was the Ethiopian
Constantine became Christian.
Can I ask a question?
Shut up. Constantine became Christian.
I know the truth part. You don't got to tell me to shut up.
Shut up. Constantine became Christian. I'm gonna keep telling you to shut up because I'm talking and you're talking.
Sure.
Shut up. So Constantine became Christian.
What year?
And he spread. Shut the fuck up. Constantine became Christian.
What year?
Shut the fuck up. Constantine became Christian. And when he became Christian, he made that the official religion of the Roman Empire. And that's how it got to the colonizers.
What year was this?
It doesn't matter what year.
How does it not matter? That's all that matters.
Because you asked me, your question was, how did it get to the colonizer? And it got to the colonizer through Rome.
It all happened in the 4th century.
In the 4th century.
So Constantine existed in the 4th century and it spread it in the 4th century?
Actually, no. Let me correct that. I think it was somewhere around the 300s.
I feel like we should know this.
Real quick.
You're saying,
let me correct myself. Hold on. I'm trying to correct myself.
I could correct you.
Be quiet.
God, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Constantine converted to Christianity in 312 AD. So your next question is going to be, when did Ethiopia get Christianity, right?
6th century.
When did Ethiopia get Christianity?
When was the Ethiopian Bible created?
In the 4th century.
Dated. Yeah.
4th century.
And so isn't that 300 years before Constantine?
No.
What?
You said 300 AD, right?
Hey.
You said 312.
So Savi.
312 AD?
Savi, listen.
Yes.
Constantine became Christian 312 AD. The Ethiopian Bible, that's the 3rd century.
Do you think it was 3rd century BC?
Yeah, I didn't say BC.
No.
Yeah, I'm understand you, Mac. So Savi, Constantine became Christian in the 3rd century. The Ethiopian Bible is from the 4th century. It's 100 years after.
Okay, so when Constantine became Christian, what Bible, canonized Bible, was he using?
Yeah, there are 3 codexes that predates the Ethiopian Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Codex Sinaiticus, Vaticanus, and Alexandrinus, all written in Greek, predate the Ethiopian Bible. That's where the Ethiopian Bible is translated from.
So
the Ethiopian Bible is not the oldest Bible, sir.
Okay, so Constantine brought Christianity to Ethiopia?
No. Constantine didn't bring.
Frumentius brought it.
Yeah, a Syrian missionary named Frumentius
brought Christianity to Ethiopia.
Yes,
even though Ethiopia is mentioned in the Old Testament numerous times.
You know what Ethiopian means in Greek?
It's the top top Saharan type of stuff.
No, it's like it's anybody. Yeah, it's black land.
Well, that's
what it means.
That's in Greek, but it's referenced in the Hebrew.
Savi, you understand?
Ethiopia is referenced in the Hebrew.
Savi, we understand that Ethiopia is referenced in the Hebrew because these were all around the same places.
Exactly.
And people were trading.
It's time
to move on, bro. Like I said, we're not gonna get anywhere with this. It's not for us to move on, man. Because we're not getting anywhere. All right.
Well, he agreed. He said that people should not practice religions used to justify their oppression and subjugation. He answered no at first. So, yeah, he answered. He tried. So I mean, he gets whatever points he can get, like a 0.3, a 0.2. He can get that. We'll give him now. Exactly. Give him a little clap or something. Who was next? I think the blue thing, the green was next.
Yeah.
The C.
Yeah, country.
Yeah.
All right, country. Go ahead.
How old are you?
Over 18.
Christian, Muslim?
Yes.
Which
Muslim?
Christian.
Okay. Do you think people should practice religions used to justify the subjugation and oppression of their people?
Historically?
It's just it's your opinion, sir. There is no wrong answer because it's just your opinion.
The answer is yes.
Yes. Okay.
That can I like
Explain
say a
why-
sentence after that yes,
ex-
or do you just want the yes?
I got you. Explain why people should practice religions used as justification for the subjugation and oppression of their people. Go ahead.
Sure. Because the religion that you're talking about of Christianity is actually a relationship with Jesus. It's not a practicing of rites and you know, celebrations and all of that stuff. It's walking with Jesus in a relationship.
Right. Where was Jesus when the white European Christians came out with the papal bull to doom the verses? Where was Jesus at?
In heaven, on the right side of God's throne.
Why did it? You said it's about a relationship, right?
Correct.
What have black people received out of this relationship with Jesus Christ? What have we been? What has He given us?
The Holy Spirit.
All right. So can you show that the Holy Spirit actually exists?
Yes.
No.
Okay. How do you do that?
No, you cannot.
I know you can, but I'm asking. I'm always curious. How exactly do you do that?
I want to make sure nobody else, like, okay. So does morality exist?
Yeah. Okay. For the sake of
Morality
argument,
is
let's say
subjective, sir.
Yeah,
We're gonna
subjective.
skip through it. Morality is subjective.
Morality is subjective.
Yes.
So is what
Yes,
is what Jeffrey
it's
Epstein
subjectively
did evil?
bad.
Is
Stop.
what Jeffrey
Don't
Epstein
move.
did.
Don't move. Everybody stop where we at. Matt, Volcy, y'all can attest to this. I swear to God, I'm not lying. Why is it every time we tell these people morality is subjective, they go to Grape and Epstein and Jeffrey Dahmer? Every
Okay,
single
it's
time
fine.
I
we
can tell you why. I could tell
I'm
you
why
sorry,
do
I
y'all
shouldn't
do
have done
that, brother?
because they confuse widely popular with objective.
Yeah, they do.
Right? It's widely popular that harming children is a bad thing. That doesn't make it not subjective. It still comes from a mind.
Okay.
It's still evaluated in a mind.
What about slavery?
It is
Is slavery
subjective.
evil?
Yeah,
Not according to your God.
subjectively, yes. According
But
to your God, no, it's fine.
Well, let's not talk about my God. Let's talk about your worldview. So, because what you're saying is that black people shouldn't be Christian; they should be atheist, right? So
didn't
let's
say
look
that.
at.
Hey, listen.
Nobody
Okay,
said that.
sorry.
I got you.
I'm sorry.
This is the way I answer that is this right here. If tomorrow one of these deities comes down and opens the sky and say, "Hey, look, I'm here," this is gonna still be the same topic. I'm not changing it because then I'm gonna say, well, instead of saying black people shouldn't be Christian, Muslim, or black Hebrew Israelite, I'm gonna say black people should not worship whatever just came from the sky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's me. This conversation is not based on me not believing that these gods are real.
Okay.
That's not what it's based on.
Gotcha. So in our conversation, we don't need to bring up things like, oh, well, your God says slavery is okay. We don't need to worry about that. All we need to worry about is like the question that you asked me before we started jumping over to a lot of different things was, can you prove the Holy Spirit exists, right? So then
I
you
didn't
said, go
ask you
ahead,
that.
how can
Volcy
you-
asked you that. You can't
Yeah,
prove, sir. How? Oh, let me real quick. Let's try to skip through it because we got other people waiting.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So you guys
If
say
you
morality
no,
is subjective.
I got you. Slow down.
Why
We
are we
gonna-
going to morality?
just hold
Holy
on. We're not
Spirit.
talking about morality right now because you think your religion is true. Right? You're reading the Christian Bible and there is scriptures about a Holy Spirit and you think it's real because they wrote it in the book, right? Right?
Well,
Because what do you
you asked me to prove it, right? So you asked me to tell you how I know
real
that
quick?
it's true.
Go ahead. Prove to us that the Holy Spirit is real. Go ahead.
For me to
That's-
do that, the Holy Spirit's within us. So when I'm talking about morality, if you would allow me to get to the end of it without trying to rush through it, like you
Okay,
keep trying to
just
tell me to rush
prove that
through
the Holy Spirit is
No.
Spirit is real. We have people
Actually,
waiting. Just
sure.
prove to us that is real. Go ahead.
Actually, hold on. Just let's pause real quick.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
we're
can.
at. Yeah, hold on. All right, so we're gonna put a timer on everybody because we do got to get through this. And number two, y'all, just we are now at 23K likes. Let's get us to 30K likes, y'all. Tap that screen. We should have been at 30K likes a long ass time
30K
ago.
likes.
Right?
Let's get some
So,
lowercase t's in the chat for Jesus. Come on, 30,000 likes, guys.
Hey, quiet.
Please mute them.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Everybody go on mute.
Right,
Mac Luster is a moderator. Volcy is with me up here. These are the only 3 people that should be speaking out of turn. Everybody else shut the fuck up until it's your turn. Please.
Yeah, it's really easy, a very simple concept. All right, y'all. So quick couple of announcements and shout outs. Number 1, let's get us to 30K likes, y'all. Go ahead and tap that screen. Let's go ahead and get us to 30K likes. Otherwise, Mac will turn off those comments, and he has a very quick trigger finger. All right. So let's get to those 30K likes within the next 5 minutes. Tap that screen. That's number 1. Number 2, the Black Atheist, Agnostic, Skeptics, and Humanist Cookout is coming. Go ahead and tap on my profile. You will see the link there to RSVP. If you are a Black Atheist, Agnostic, Skeptic, or Humanist, you can go ahead and come on out. This is a Black only event. So go ahead and come on out and we will go ahead and have a good time. Bar will be performing. He's definitely going to perform that song that he had in the beginning. So I appreciate you all. Shout out to everybody who's watching me. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Black Atheist Rants. Shout out to everybody who's watching over on Deconstruction Junction, on Volcy Thoughts, and on the Black Atheist Coalition. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate y'all. The link to join is pinned. If you're watching me over on Instagram, the link to join is also pinned. I appreciate y'all. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the conversation. I did take about 2 minutes away from County, so we're going to go ahead and give you those 2 minutes back. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. All right, County?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get those Okay, cool. We're back at 15 minutes. All right, cool. So County or Country, I'm sorry. Is it Country or County? It's Country.
Country.
All right, so Country, you said that you're alluding to the moral argument to show that the Holy Spirit exists. How does us having some sort of moral framework prove your spiritual God exists and not the spiritual God of any other religion that also has a moral framework?
Or any God of any kind.
I guess it's not my time to talk. Sorry, let me go on mute.
No, it's your turn. Go ahead. Mac could interject anytime he wants, but you go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, let's get up to 30,000 likes, guys. Lowercase t's in the chat. For
hey,
Jesus.
relax
Okay,
with that shit. You're not a mod.
Please, brother. Don't.
You're gonna be short-lived up here. You keep doing this shit.
You already said you think Black people should practice religions that was used to justify racism and all the other shit. Please, you own this thin motherfucking ice. Just answer the question, please. This nigga trying to how you gonna colonize my live stream, Volcy's live stream?
Exactly.
This our corner of the internet. This nigga trying to colonize it for Jesus.
Never mind.
Lowercase t's in the chat, brother.
Sure. So why is racism and why is slavery wrong?
Slavery is wrong because it oppresses people and it causes a massive amount of human destruction. My moral framework is built around human well-being, uplifting human well-being as much as possible. Uplifting human well-being, positive and negative consequences, degrees of harm, and equality. Those are the things that that my moral framework is built off of, and I would argue that that's the moral framework of mostly everybody. Because slavery does not uplift human well-being, has negative consequences.
It does not lift the well-being of the white people.
It does not lift
the well-being of the white people.
Shut up for a second. It does not uplift human well-being because Black people.
Stop interjecting.
Shut up.
Stop it.
Do not do that again, because now you're doing white people shit. When a Black person talks, you want to interject. It's not your space. It's a Black space. We're not going to let you do that. So that's number one. Number one, it does not uplift human well-being. You said that the human well-being of white people, but Black people are human. Fucking duh. So it doesn't uplift our well-being, does it? So when we say human well-being, it does not uplift the human well-being of Black people. I would argue it doesn't even uplift the human well-being of the white people who are enslavers, because it damages their degree of empathy. It makes them psychotic. We had people who believed that I'm not human, and looking at a white woman believes that I deserve to be murdered. That affects their empathetic core, which means that it negatively affected them. So that's number one. That's number one. So number two. Prove to me the number two. Shut up. Hey, all right. This is what we're gonna do.
And it's not the Holy Spirit.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop you since you don't understand that in a black space you don't get to interject all over us. All right. So we're gonna move on. Antonio, I think you are friendly. Is that right, Antonio?
Sounded like it.
Yeah, I think Antonio is friendly.
Yeah, I think Antonio's friendly. Antonio, you there? Okay, he might be busy. All right, so the next person up was there he is. What's up, Antonio?
Yeah, so I have a question.
Sure.
Hold on, my mom. Can you get up, Mom? Hold on.
So, how old are you, Antonio? Hold up, wait. How old are you?
37.
Christian, Muslim, Black, Hebrew, Israelite.
Non-believer.
Okay. What's the question?
Okay. So we've been to slavery, all this trauma, right? And they want to bring religion and all that stuff, but at the same time, they want to cover up for the wrongdoing. And as a non-believer, they try to control you, tell you how to think and have your mindset.
That's true.
What was the question?
No. I do have the question. I do have the question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my mom. All right. So basically, the way I'm feeling is, why we have religion for, with a world without religion, it'd be less conflict. People have their own idea of thinking. It'd be peace on earth. You know what I'm saying? And free thinking.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, religion does poison everything, and there are things that people would consider evil until religion gets involved, and then they have to accept it because people want to. Religions are for control. So there's nothing spiritual, there's nothing divine, there's nothing holy about coming up with propaganda and mythology in order to control large groups of people. There's nothing spiritual about that. So with that in mind, you're right. Would the world be my bad, I got a phone call. So you're right. Would the world be a better place if there was less ancient mythology used to control people? 100%. Especially when the mythology endorses and condones shit that these people would think is evil otherwise. Yes. So you're right, Antonio. But I'm gonna drop you down so I can make room. You're right, bro. I appreciate you for being atheist. Follow me, follow Volcy, and next time you see us live, come back.
I've been following for a long time.
Okay. I appreciate you, bro.
I think when you guys do these like the twin header live, like Bar, you just got to make your background say like black people should not be ...
Yeah.
And then Volcy's can.
I'll make it. What I'll do is I'll we'll just take turns when we talking fucking, because Volcy, you're a moderator, so you're able to enlarge your screen, right?
Yeah, I can enlarge my screen.
So
yeah, but I think if you just tweak the verbiage and then
I would have yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. But I can't do it now.
Yeah, no, future reference.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. You're right. But I was gonna say, Volcy knows how to do. I don't know how he did it last time, but he got it to where his was like perfectly in there. Mine's I don't know how to do that shit. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. While we're waiting on Volcy, who was next? I'm trying to get through him. Who was next on the thing?
I think Dwani.
No,
it's me.
Yeah, it was you. How old are you?
What was it? Oh, the elect.
I'm 41.
Christian, Muslim, Black, Hebrew, Israelite.
I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
Sorry about that.
Cool. Are you black, white?
Yeah, I'm
race, creed, color.
I'm a person of melanin.
What's up, G? I want to ask you because you've been here for a minute. What do you think about the last dude, the white dude that was just up here that said that black people should practice religions used to justify racism, white supremacy, colonialism, the subjugation and miseducation of black people? How do you feel about that? Do you agree with him?
If he was a Christian, then
he was a Christian.
He
was a follower of Christ.
He spoke incorrectly because he is taught that oppression is a sin. We're not supposed to do that.
That's not what I asked you, sir. That's not what I listen to my question. I understand you want to do your dogma and your theology. Just listen to me. That white man just got on our internet, right? He got on me and Volcy's internet, and he said that yes, black people should practice this religion that was used to do those things. As a black person, which you just identified yourself as, how do you feel about that?
Can you help me understand more clearly what you're asking?
Give me your personal opinion on that white man saying that black people should practice the religion used to justify European colonialism of their people. Give me your opinion on it. What do you think about that?
I think it's a trap question because you're misrepresenting Christianity with the question.
Right. So you, as a black person, you're about to defend the same Christianity he just said black people should practice, right?
I'm saying that you're using words to exploit your perspective to try and.
All right,
sir. Hold up, Volcy.
I don't agree with your question.
Hold up. Okay, you think it's my perspective? So
it's like
I'll
a trick
ask,
question you're trying to.
Right. I'll ask you a yes or no question. Did the white European Christians use Christianity as the basis for their colonial laws? Yes or no?
Yes, they did.
So how am I giving you my perspective if this historically actually happened?
You're asking me if I agree with that, right?
No.
Sir, slow down. Let's slow it down. I'm asking you to give me your feedback on that white man that just left from up here that said, yes, black people should practice the religion used to justify colonialism, racism, and white supremacy. I want your opinion on it.
No, I don't think that it should be used that way.
Right.
Okay, great.
So you're saying that the people I just want to make sure I get your words correctly. The white people that forced Christianity on black people used the religion wrong.
I agree that it should not have been forced on them.
Okay.
All right.
I'll ask you, do you think black people should practice religions used to justify the subjugation and colonization of their people? Yes or no?
No, I believe that everyone should have the free will to choose.
We were not given that. We weren't given a choice. Convert or die. If you look at the 1440s, during the 1440s, our first contact with white European Christians, they were kidnapping black people. And when the church gave Henry the Navigator the green light on kidnapping and taking African bodies, his only requirement was that you baptize the fucking cargo. That's what he told them. How do you feel about that?
I think that was a time of warfare. And I also believe that nothing can be done beyond God's will. I know that God tests people.
Right. So as a black, right. So, okay. So, you do realize that everyone has a deity, right? Right. Listen to this next sentence. Every last deity that has ever been worshipped on this planet comes from a specific region, a specific people, a specific culture. What that means is if your God is not indigenous to you, it is from somewhere else, and it had to have been brought to you by a human. We were brought the God of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Bible, Yahweh. He was brought to us through colonialism. So when we're having this conversation, if I ask you something and you talk about it as if, well, everyone should have their own relationship with the God of the Hebrew and the Christian Bible, you're literally telling me it doesn't matter that they force someone else's cultural myth on me. I'm going to practice it anyway because I feel like they use their mythology incorrectly.
You're very passionate about your own perspective.
Did you and I not just agree that Christianity is the basis for the colonial laws that they came up with? Did we agree on that?
I agree with you.
So how do I have an opinion when I bring up that history? Do I have an opinion? Is that my opinion?
I do not disagree with what you're saying.
Right. So we've just established for the second time, this is not my personal opinion. When I say that they used it for the basis for their colonial laws, that's not my perspective. That's history.
The way you're trying to paint the religion is an unrighteous opinion.
Sir,
so yes, you're speaking fact, but the way you're trying to make it look is an opinion.
Sir, we're not going to listen. I'm trying to get through it because we got other people.
I haven't been able to speak yet.
Okay. Because I'm trying to get you to a point. You're going to get a chance to speak if we can get to the point.
He hasn't answered a single question directly. You asked him if he's black. He said he's melanated. Like, you're
not a good answer.
No, literally no. He asked you a yes or no question.
Is Black Atheist Rants the color black, or is he a person of melanin? Which one of us is telling the truth, and which one of us
is a phenotype, sir?
The black is the color of his background. So I think my answer was more precise than yours.
No, it's stupid. It's an invasion. You know it is.
The truth. I operate.
You know that. You know that black. You know that black is a phenotype. You know that.
Black is the color of his background, sir. Do you have eyes to see that?
Okay. If you tell me that you're melanated, what have you just told me about yourself?
When can I ask some questions?
Because guess what? I have melanin too.
Yeah. Thank you, Max. So when you say you're melanated, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That still tells me nothing.
Sardis. That is the color of my skin. Sardis.
Are you descendants of African people?
I mean, right. I don't have my family tree right now, man. But my skin color is the same as yours.
So weird.
Okay. Yeah, truth is interesting.
Are you pro black? Are you pro black? Yes or no?
In regards to what? Be more specific. You're asking me very strange and random questions that have nothing to do with the topic, and I'm just trying to speak on the topic.
You pick.
What does my skin color have to do with the topic, sir?
What's the topic? What is the topic?
Yeah, what is the topic?
Black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or Black Hebrew Israelite. So what?
So who is this? So who is this conversation about?
Me for?
Who is the? Alex, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 24.
Christian, Muslim, Black Hebrew Israelite?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay, what is your race, creed, color, ethnicity, nationality, whatever? What is it?
I'm white.
Okay. See how easy that is? Alex, do you see how easy that is?
Yeah.
Say it with pride, brother. Oh.
Why is it, Alex? Why do you think when the white people come up, they say they're white? I ask them, what's your race, creed, color, national? They say white.
I have no
idea. But with the black people, I'm X, I'm Z, W, L. I'm East Indian. I'm Ethiopian. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm native. I'm indigenous. Why won't they just why was it easy for you to say, yeah, I'm white? But all the black people that come up, they don't want to be classified as black. They don't like that. Why do you think that is? Just take a guess, Alex.
I have no idea.
Think. No, think. Why do you think that is, Alex?
I really don't know.
How old
Why
are
do you
you?
think it is?
How old are you?
24.
You've been living 24 years under a rock?
Maybe. I guess.
No, you haven't, sir. You have a suit on in your profile picture. You've been somewhere. Right?
Sure.
Right. Ain't nobody, it's just me and you in the room. Ain't nobody here but us. Why do you think? No, not yet. Why do you think these black people that come up here don't want to, they don't like being black? Why do you think that is, Alex? As a white Christian, why do you think that is?
I really don't have any idea. I'm really not even sure if that dude was black, to be honest. If I had to guess,
he's not the first person. He's not the first person. They are majority of the black people that come up here, they do that.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't a Christian. I can't speak to this.
Are you familiar with how black people were introduced to Christianity, Alex?
Depends on what you mean. How are they introduced? Are you going to say they were introduced in like the 14th or 15th century or something like that?
Jesus Christ,
Alex. You're a white Christian. You're a white Christian.
Okay.
This is Donald Trump's America. You have nothing to lose, brother. Did you vote for Trump?
Sure.
Huh?
No, don't say sure. Did you vote for him or not? Yeah, you did. Okay.
So
cool.
you're a white.
What does this have to do with the prompt?
But you won't answer a fucking question, so I gotta go deeper. I gotta go deeper because you won't answer a question.
How could that?
A 24-year-old white European Christian that voted for Trump that cannot explain what I'm asking.
Wait, when did I say I was white European?
You said you're white, right?
Yeah. How does that follow that I'm European?
Are we gonna get into what is your ethnicity?
What is your nationality?
You just assumed that I was.
What is your nationality? I got you. I got you, Volcy. What is your nationality?
American.
Wow. At 24?
White American.
Jesus.
I mean, at 24 and every other age.
Jesus. How do you think? Because did you know that white people are not indigenous to this land over here?
Yeah.
How did white people get over here?
I mean, many different ways.
And
but
from
many
where?
came from Europe. Yeah.
Here we go again. You're not answering questions straightforward, so now I'm gonna have to dig at you again. How did white people get over here, Mr. Alex?
When you say, I mean, by ships, they got over here by ships. That's answering your question.
Okay.
I don't understand what
were they doing? What were they doing?
All right. So
you gotta.
hold on.
What's up, boss?
Yeah. Can you put the twin thing again if you can? Because I'm trying.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to.
I'm good. I'm good now. Go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, Alex, I understand that a lot of this can be uncomfortable, right? Because history is nasty, and history is pretty hard to discuss, right? But you don't have to go through a rigmarole. We're not trying to trap you. It is a fact that the way that white people came to America is through settler colonialism, and they committed genocide on the Native Americans. That's how they got here. The way that black people got to the Americas is through slavery. That's how they got here. All right. We don't have to go through all this rigmarole trying to there's no reason to do all that.
Yeah, he's answering like he don't want to be caught in the trap or some shit.
I never said that wasn't the case. It doesn't have anything to do with the prompt.
All right, it does.
It has everything to do with
the prompt. So Alex, so when he asks you how did white people get over here, and you're saying, oh, through ships.
Well, that is how they did it.
It was colonialism.
But they came over here on ships, right?
There's no but, sir.
That's not what we're. But you know what we're asking, though, Alex. We're not asking the method.
Did every single one of them come over here for that?
Through colonialism, yeah. It was through colonialism. That's how white people got here, bro. Through colonialism.
I said, did everybody get over here that way?
Not the
right.
not
So
you want
to skip the right. You want to skip the hundreds of years of colonialism and skip to like immigrants and shit. White immigrants.
No, I didn't say that.
Right.
No, I didn't say that. I just don't think this has literally anything to do with the problem.
It does, because have you heard of what's called the doctrine of discovery?
What's that?
Have you heard of it?
No, what is it?
Right. The doctrine of discovery is the legal justification by the white European Christians to take any land. If they get there and they're not Christian, they have the right from God to take it. It's the three papal bulls make up the doctrine of discovery. The third one is called the Inter Caetera. That is the Christian colonial legal justification for taking. What'd you say? What'd you say, Matt?
Focus on the Western Hemisphere.
You said the papal bulls?
Yes,
from the Pope.
Yeah, I'm not Catholic, so what does this have to do with me?
There was no Protestantism when these were written.
I'm Eastern
Catholicism.
Orthodox.
I don't think even that existed. Oh, actually, when did the Great Schism happen?
Yes, it did.
No, there wasn't like.
Well, also Eastern Orthodox claim that we're the original church, but even if Eastern Orthodox did split, that was before colonialism happened, so it still would have been Eastern Orthodox.
Okay, cool. So that I understand that Alex. So we all get that. So you're part of the Eastern Orthodox Church, and the Catholics are the ones who did the excuses for slavery. The issue is that Christendom was still brought to the continent of Africa through slavery and colonialism. You understand that, right?
I mean, sure. Okay,
great.
I'm just willing to grant everything.
Okay, great. All right, great. So, Alex, should people practice the religions of their enslavers?
I don't care.
I know you don't care. I'm asking you, yes or no. Do you think so? What do you think?
I mean, how about what about no? Just no.
No. Okay, cool. So you agree.
Can I address the claim now that's made?
Great. So you agree that black people shouldn't be Christian?
It doesn't. My position doesn't matter.
Right.
No. We can have a discussion with you. But
you guys are making a claim.
Hold on, Alex.
Why are you up here if you don't want to answer the question?
Well, because I want to ask on what basis.
Hold on. Guys, Alex, you already know the basis because you agreed with me. You said you were willing to grant me that. I asked you, hold on, Alex. I asked you, should people follow the religion of their enslavers? And you said just to grant the subject, no. So I said, okay, so you agree with us.
No.
Is that not what he said? Am I going crazy?
I said my position doesn't matter. I'll just say no.
Yeah, you have the privilege. You have a privilege to not to. Yeah, you're right. Your position doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why did you come up? Why did you come up here if your position doesn't matter? Why did you come up here?
Hold on.
Because you're the one making a claim.
Alex. Listen, bro. Because we're getting nowhere with this. All right. We don't have to be pedantic. We don't have to be disingenuous. Just listen to what we're saying. I asked you, hey, should people follow the religion of their enslavers? You said you don't really care, but I'm asking your opinion. That's what I said, right? Then you said, just for us to move on with the subject, just to grant you, I'm going to say no. So I said, okay, that's the premise of where we're coming from. Black people should not be Christian because that's the religion of our enslavers. Now that you have a full breadth of what we're talking about here, do you actually want to talk about that? Like, we want to backtrack a bit, or you want to not backtrack, but now do you understand where we're coming from? What do you have to say about that? We don't believe that black people should be Christian because it was a religion of our enslavers. Now, what do you have to say about that?
Okay, I would say that if there were Eastern Orthodox in the past that owned slaves, that regardless of what race those people were, nowadays they should still become Orthodox. That's what I would say. So can I address what your claim is now?
All right, cool. So you said that people should so we shouldn't follow Protestantism or Catholicism because that was involved in slavery, but we should follow Eastern Orthodox.
I didn't say because they were involved in slavery. That's not what I said.
Okay, so we shouldn't be Christian because that was the religion of our enslavers and our oppressors. That's my position. So what is your position about that?
Well, my position is that it may include people who are part of the Eastern Orthodox Church, but just because there are bad actors within the church in the past doesn't disprove that to be false. So I would still say, from my perspective, that people, no matter what race or color you are, should still become Orthodox.
Okay,
it has nothing to do with whether this group performs slavery.
I got you. So we should still be Orthodox, but we shouldn't be Protestant or Catholic.
No.
Okay, so we shouldn't be Protestant or Catholic. Why? Because those are wrong, or they weren't. Okay, because those are wrong. Okay, cool. So in Eastern Orthodoxy, you all still hold to the belief that Jesus rose from the dead and he's the savior of the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that true and not Olodumare, the West African god of Yoruba religion, created the entire universe and created black people specially from everybody else? Why is that one not true, but Eastern Orthodoxy is true?
Well, even if that is true, it's not what I didn't come up here to defend my position necessarily. I came up here to address the claims that you guys made.
Yeah, our claim is that black people shouldn't be Christian because those religions are enslavers. Eastern Orthodoxy is still Christianity. Yeah.
Well, so even if my position is wrong, on what basis from an atheistic worldview do you have to make odd claims?
On what basis from
all this time just to pivot to objective morality?
We're not doing.
I'm not talking about morality. I'm not doing this.
Hey, listen, stop. We're not doing this. If you
you're not
can't
defending your claim that you
made. Morality is subjective, sir.
I'm not making a morality argument.
I'm the reason, sir. Me saying for the fifth time, me saying black people should not be Christian is not based on me not believing in God. If tomorrow a God came from the sky and said, "Hey, look, I'm here," I'm still going to say we shouldn't worship that motherfucker. It's not based on atheism because atheism isn't a belief system. Atheism is about God and God only. If you say you don't believe in God, you lack belief in God, you're an atheist. That's the only thing an atheist is about. All that other shit is something else. So when you ask me on what basis do you, I'm black and I'm pro-black and I'm for the advancement of my people and I'm trying to dispel the miseducation of us. That came from us being Christian, but you don't know anything about that.
Well,
Trumper,
Okay.
You don't know anything about black people and why we shouldn't be Christian. You don't know anything about that. I'm Eastern Orthodox.
Hey, can I read something?
All
right.
Give me a second. You're Eastern Orthodox, but you live in the United States of America and you voted for Trump.
Yeah, you see the major issue there, right, Alex? Because Trump just a week ago put the bodies of black people on monkeys and apes. A humongously racist thing to do.
Yeah, hold on.
The issue here?
You guys answer that. Okay, sure.
Okay. Is Trump an Eastern Orthodox Christian?
No, what does that have to do with anything?
Right. Well, you voted for him.
You voted for him.
So just because somebody's not Eastern Orthodox,
right. So if Trump wasn't a Christian, would you have voted for him?
I wouldn't actually say he is a Christian. No.
No, sir.
So yes.
Oh my.
Yes, if it wasn't, I would still vote for him.
You would still vote for him. Yeah.
Now we y'all see that? Y'all see that now?
Hey,
we getting somewhere.
Hey, Alex.
You see that?
Alex, I want you to read something. It's something called the religion of whiteness. I want you to read that. All right.
That's exactly what just happened.
Go to your Amazon right now and go read religion of whiteness. Because even though in your mind Trump is not Christian, you still voted for him, meaning that your religion is actually whiteness. It's not Christianity.
How does that even follow?
Everybody hold up.
I'm an issues
person. I got you. Give me a second. I want to talk to my people for a minute. I want to talk to them for. Hey, y'all pay attention. Even the Eastern Orthodox Christians that want to distance themselves from Western Christianity, they support Western Christianity any chance they get. He voted for Trump.
Can I read that thing real quick?
That doesn't even follow.
He voted for Trump.
I could have voted for
Trump. We know that this
issue.
We know. Everybody, shut the fuck up. Don't move, because earlier this motherfucker said he's American. I asked him what's his nationality. He said he's American. That means that he supports what has happened. What has happened over here? White people took this country with their white people took this country with their Western Christianity, and this white dude that's practicing Eastern Orthodox supports it. He supports them. You support Trump.
Let me get this thing off real quick.
Go ahead, man.
So I just asked, did Eastern Orthodox practice slavery? Yes. Eastern Orthodox societies
they did
practice slavery for centuries. It was an accepted legal and social institution in the Byzantine Empire and later in Slavic lands. While the church emphasized the spiritual equality of all souls, slavery existed legally and was supported by canon law, transitioning over time from chattel slavery to serfdom and lasting in some areas until the 19th century. Your hands ain't clean.
So the reason why I said the religion of whiteness, Alex, because I want to read a few things that that the religion of whiteness, the book, talked about, right?
Basically, am I allowed to respond?
Basically, what it says is that Christianity is filtered. Basically, what it says is that Christianity becomes filtered through the lens of racial identity, essentially, and it justifies racial hierarchies. For example, let me ask you a question, Alex. Do you believe that systemic racism exists?
It can, yeah, sure. And it probably doesn't exist. Sure.
Does it exist in the United States right now?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Exactly. So you're dismissing systemic racism, even though it's blatant in the United States. Now, this is not a political lie.
How is it blatant?
It's not a political lie, but I can go through that route right now. It's
blatant, how is it blatant?
It's blatant within the healthcare system. It's blatant within real estate. It's blatant within hiring.
How?
Also policing.
And also policing.
How?
You ever heard of the Veil of Darkness study?
No.
Of course you haven't. All right, so the Veil of Darkness study, what it does is that it looked at 100 million traffic stops. And in those traffic stops, they control for everything. They control for crime of the area. They control for they control for insurance. They control for which neighborhood it was stopped in. They even control for the color of the car. And what they found was in the morning, black drivers were stopped twice as much. And at nighttime, when it's harder to see the race of the driver, the stops equaled out. That was proof positive that police officers are targeting black drivers. What the study also found was that black drivers were less likely to be carrying illicit substances like drugs and guns. White drivers were, but black drivers were still stopped twice as much. That clearly shows a racial bias from police.
Wait, how is a gun an illicit substance?
Okay, illegal guns. So Alex, that shows blatant racism. That shows a systemic bias against black drivers. Again, 100 million traffic stops.
Okay. Well, I've never seen this study, but I'm willing to use granted. What does this have to do with the point you're making?
Okay, because the point I was making was that because I asked you, one of the things that religion of whiteness does is dismiss or de-emphasize this systemic racism. And I asked you, do you think systemic racism exists in America? And you said no, which means you're following the religion of whiteness, despite the fact that racism in America, the systemic racism in America is blatant, such as the Veil of Darkness study.
No.
It does follow. It does follow. Alex, it does follow. Alex, it follows. Alex, you're going to talk when I tell you to talk. It does follow. Yeah. No, you're going to stay on mute until I take you off. It does follow. You're going to stay on mute until I take you the fuck off. You're going to stay on mute until I take you off. So it does follow because, again, I stated that people in America, y'all don't follow Christianity. Y'all follow the religion of whiteness. You proved that by voting for Trump, who was a blatant racist. You also proved that by saying that you don't think that a systemic racism exists, despite the fact that we have multiple studies that show systemic racism is a real thing. So you're following the religion of whiteness, even though you're an Eastern Orthodox and you don't even believe that Trump is Christian. You still voted for a racist man to keep racial hierarchy. Now, you may not believe that you voted to keep racial hierarchy. That's exactly what you did. Because again, you don't think systemic racism exists, despite the fact that there are decades of studies that shows that it does. Have you never even heard of those studies? Do you even care? Now you can say something.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, even if that's the case, that I do follow those two specific things of the religion of whiteness, whatever you're talking about, it doesn't follow from that I follow that religion in total. Like for instance, a Muslim and a Christian agree on certain things and follow certain things.
We done.
Oh, you're done because you just make.
Yeah. We're done because you're stupid. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next caller. I think Randy is a friendly of ours. Is Randy a friendly? Randy, you there?
I don't know.
What's up, man?
How's it going, Randy? Are you at least 18 and do you have a religious indoctrination?
Yeah, I'm 27 and I'm a Christian.
Okay, so Randy is not a friendly. Before we get to you, Randy, we gotta say what's up to our wonderful, beautiful Lords. Lords, how's it going, sis?
How y'all doing?
What's up, Lords?
I'm fine. I just came up here I just didn't know what was going on with Alex. I didn't know what his point was. I was gonna ask him, like, what's the point?
It's just general defensive-ness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him like what the point is.
Yeah,
because
I tried that.
Because the topic is Black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or BHI. There are 45,000 different denominations. We don't care which one. They shouldn't be Eastern Orthodox either.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we don't care. They shouldn't be Eastern Orthodox either.
That's like Black people over here that were forced to be Protestant, trying to go back to Ethiopian Christianity to like distance. You can't distance yourself from this shit. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Christianity is Christianity is Christianity.
And also, why would Black people be Eastern Orthodox?
The fucking Balkans.
Where have they ran into an Eastern European motherfucker to be Eastern Orthodox? Why would we be Eastern? Orthodox.
Not to mention the fact that like over there on the Balkans, the Eastern Europeans, they don't like us either. Boy, I tell you, over there in Estonia and Ukraine and all that shit, they don't like us over there either. So I will be Eastern Orthodox. And it makes no sense.
Yeah, Russia.
Why would I skip over
Greece?
Why would I skip over Baptist or Catholic to be Eastern Orthodox? That's really what I came up here to figure out. I just really wanted to know how much different it was than the other Protestant religions.
Also, Christianity did not begin in the Eastern, whatever the fuck that's at. That's not where Christianity comes from. So they got it from everybody got it when the Byzantine Empire started spreading out. This is not. It was in Russia first. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
by the time the church split or whatever the fuck was going on with the schisms and shit, by the time that happened, Egypt and Ethiopia was already being alienated and ostracized because they didn't accept the Council of Chalcedon. So all the black Christians wasn't even fucking by that time they had already washed their hands with us, and we converted to align ourselves with them. And when they switched and we didn't accept it, they'll fuck them.
Pretty much exactly what happened.
Fuck, nigga, like. But that was a teaching moment for the people who have not seen it. You got to see it. Wait a minute. Are the Eastern Orthodox Christians supporting Western Protestant Christian nationalism and white supremacy?
Exactly.
We seen
it in 4K. They follow the religion of whiteness. See in 4K.
Who was Randy? You said you were a 27 Christian. Do you know how Christianity was introduced to your people?
I know about the history of it. There's a lot more that I could learn, but I do know that there's a stance that says that it came from white people, as you continue to say, but then there's another position of people saying that it originated before it got to them. So it's really going to be like a he say she say type.
It's not he say. It's not he say she say, because I guess if you're talking to a black person that think they know a little something, they're gonna bring up Ethiopia. That's all they got. And when we unpack that falls flat too. It was brought to us everywhere where there is a black Christian, white people brought it to them. Yes.
Yeah. So
our gods were black. Our gods looked like us until they came. Anywhere on the continent of Africa where you go, if you look at the history, what their deities look like, as soon as they had contact with Greek, Roman, European people, their deities coincidentally just all of a sudden changed.
Right. So, I believe that God can communicate with us as well. And
what's God's name? What is your God's name, Randy?
Yahweh.
Right.
Exactly.
Do you know where the Levant is?
No.
Right. So I want you to stop for I want you to stop for a minute. You just told me, hey, look, whatever happens, God can communicate with us. And I asked you, do you know where the Levant is? I asked you that for a reason. And you said no.
That wasn't the reason that I brought that up.
The God that you're worshiping is from a region you can't point out on a fucking map.
Do you see the problem there, Randy?
Do you see the problem there? The people that first worship this deity, you don't even know where it's at.
Yeah, so all I can do, brother, is give you my account on how I know God personally. That's all.
How do you know God if you do not know where the original people that worship him are from?
So it's not about where the original people are from. It's about the fact that God himself, outside of that, can still communicate with his creation.
Hold on, Randy. This is
The miseducation of the colonization, the indoctrination, and the miseducation of the Negro to the point where they don't even care.
No,
I do not care that my God is a tribal deity from the fucking Levant that I can't point out on a map. I'm going to still believe it anyway because this was forced on my ancestors and they taught it to me as a child growing up.
Yeah, no, I'm not in that position. I'm in a position.
Randy.
Hold on. Let him get that out. Let him get that out. Go ahead. Respond.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't agree with, like I said, it's your position of saying that where it originated from, or saying that people don't know where he came from. I mean, I would say that, of course, the Bible says it comes from Israel.
Where is Israel?
What do you mean?
Where is it?
You said it comes from Israel, right? Where that's at? Tell me where. That's why I asked you your God's name. Your God's name, the God of the Hebrew Bible is Yahweh, correct?
Right.
Israel's not like a nation with fixed boundaries, right? It was a people.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously, I know that.
Do you know where those people were?
Look, so you guys are like asking me, these different questions, but I'm trying to help you guys understand why I'm a Christian.
Yeah, but you're saying it doesn't matter.
That's
But the fact is, you wouldn't know anything about this God if it weren't for those people. You wouldn't be your God if it wasn't for those people.
Listen to me, bro. Outside of that, I'm telling you that there's something a little deeper than just knowing exactly where everything originated from. God can still communicate with somebody who can learn those things over time.
It's not deeper, it's shallower.
Hold on. Everybody pause. Randy, let me ask you a question. If Yahweh can speak to everybody, how come he just didn't speak to our African ancestors? He had to speak to the people from the Levant that then spread it to Europe, that then colonized and enslaved our people. How come he just didn't talk to us?
Yeah,
how come we had to go through a roundabout way of making us suffer?
Yeah, brother, you're one person. You don't know how God has spoken to his other children.
Hey, so Randy, that doesn't answer my question. Randy doesn't answer my question. Hold on, Randy. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because you're not understanding my question. I'm not saying why didn't God speak to me. I'm asking if what you say is true and Yahweh can speak to all his children, how come he didn't speak to the Hindus? And how come he speak to India and when they created Hinduism? Yahweh could just spoke to them, right? How come he didn't speak to the Japanese when they created? Hold on, Randy, let me finish. He could have spoken to the Indians, but they created Hinduism instead of Christianity. He could have spoken to the Japanese, but they invented Shintoism instead of Christianity. He could have spoken to our African ancestors, but they invented voodoo and Yoruba and Bakanga instead of inventing Christianity. Instead, the way that we got Christianity was through European colonialism and enslavement. He could have just simply He could have simply spoken to our ancestors, but he didn't. And I'm asking you, if he can do that, how come he just didn't do the first thing, speaking to our ancestors, instead of doing this roundabout thing where we get it thousands of years later through suffering and oppression?
Can I answer now?
Go ahead.
Okay, so again, when it comes to other religions, me and you are not to know how God still communicated with these people individually, not as a religion, but how he communicated with these people individually, because God gives everybody a chance to make it to heaven. So if everybody has a chance, then that means that everybody should have known the gospel at some point. And
Randy, are you going to sit here and tell me?
I gotta get something out, guys.
No, I understand what you're saying already. Are you going to simply say? Are you going to sit here and tell me that in around 4300 BCE, that people in the Indus Valley civilization knew who Yahweh was? Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah, again, I'm saying that me and you are not to know how God revealed himself to other individuals.
Randy, you're not understanding my question. The reason why I keep interrupting Randy, because you're not answering my question. You think you are, but you're not. You're not.
Okay,
Hold on, Randy. Hold on, Randy. You need to pause real quick, because right now you're only listening to respond. You're not actually listening to understand what I'm saying. You think you're answering my question, but you're not. Hold on, listen, Randy. You think you're answering my question, but you're not. I'm not asking how. I'm not asking, do we dictate how God speaks to people? That's not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is that when it comes to the Indus Valley civilization, they created Hinduism. If God and Yahweh, if Yahweh can speak to everybody, how come when he didn't speak to them, they didn't end up inventing Yahwehism and then eventually Christianity? Instead, they invented Hinduism with 1,000 different gods with a completely different creation myth.
Again, you're assuming that God didn't speak to these people.
We know he didn't, because Hinduism is a thing, and because Hinduism is thousands of years older than Rabbinic Judaism. And Rabbinic Judaism is where Christianity came from. So if Yahweh spoke to those people, Yahweh would exist within the Hindu pantheon. He doesn't.
No, that doesn't apply, because
yes, it does apply. Again, it does apply. 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 It does apply, because he would be part of the Hindu pantheon that the Hindus reject. There are gods within the Hindu pantheon that the Hindus reject. Yahweh is not one of them.
Dude, I'm telling you that, as I just said before, bro, it does not matter. Okay. Look.
Again, you think you're answering my question, but you're not. What I'm asking you is a straight up question. Yahweh is not within the Shinto pantheon. Yahweh is not within the Hindu pantheon. Yahweh is not within the Voodoo pantheon. He doesn't exist in those places. So obviously he didn't talk to those people, because they would have written him down. They didn't. So he doesn't exist in those places.
Right. So
flat out, point blank. Hold on, Bundy. Hold on, Randy. Flat out, point blank. Yahweh is not in Shintoism. So Yahweh didn't speak to the Japanese. And if Yahweh is able to speak to everybody, how come he didn't do it to the Japanese? You can simply say you don't know, bro.
Brother, it's not that I don't know. It's that you're not accepting the answer. You're saying that I'm not answering you, but I am.
But you're not. You're simply saying that we can't dictate how God speaks to people. That's not what I'm asking you.
No, it's more broad than just that, bro. I said that you can still know Yahweh. God, he can still reveal himself to you, and you can still reject him. As many.
That's not what I'm asking you,
brother.
That's not what I'm asking
you. Speak,
Randy. I'm gonna let you speak, but you're not actually answering my question. I'm not asking you whether or not we can reject Yahweh or not. That's what I'm asking. Yahweh is not within the Shinto pantheon.
Just because he's not within there does not mean that he did not individually speak to these people.
Okay, so you're saying
reveal himself, and
so you're saying
still rejecting him. So what's
I got you. So you're saying
you're not understanding that.
The reason why that's not the case is because if that was the case, there would be a schism within Shintoism of people saying that there's another god named Yahweh, or however they say it within their Japanese culture. That would have been the case. That never happened. So what you're saying? So hold on. If Yahweh spoke to the Japanese, some Japanese individuals, they would have known about Christianity before the Europeans got there. They didn't. They would have known. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
If Yahweh spoke to a Japanese person, they would have known about Yahwehism. They would have known about Rabbinic Judaism. They didn't. Rabbinic Judaism did not exist in Japan until the Europeans got there. It did not exist. It's not part of their history. There is no record of it. Hold on. There is absolutely zero record of Judaism existing in Japan before the European got there. So you cannot say that they spoke to Yahweh could have spoken to the Japanese before. He didn't, and we know he didn't because they would have written it down, and they did not.
Okay. Can I respond now, please, brother? Like without being interrupted.
Go ahead.
So again, brother, we can keep going back and forth with this. I'm giving you my answer. You're giving me your assumption just because it wasn't spoken of, and the religion obviously that Satan wanted them to worship was the one that they spoke of. So I'm not, you're just gonna keep going back and forth. But
Yeah.
I mean, I have proof that. I would say that it's modern day proof. I have proof that the Christian God is the only truth.
Okay.
You have proof. You have proof that the God from the Levant is the one true God.
I have proof. I have proof that Jesus is
30
God.
seconds. You got 30 seconds to give it to us. Go ahead. Give it to us. Give us your proof.
That's not how it works, brother. I have
But
to
you just said you had it.
No. It doesn't. I can't just put everything in 30 seconds, brother. I can't do it.
All right. So
if you guys are going to be kind enough to let me speak about it, then
I got you, Randy. So Randy, you said you can't put it in 30 seconds. Here's the problem, right? Bar, can you ask me what is the proof of evolution?
What is the proof of evolution? 30 seconds, Volcy.
The fossil record, phylogenetics, genetics, endogenous retrovirus, the fact that we share morphology and DNA with chimpanzees, the fact that every single species on this planet, every living organism is related to everything else, and we know that through the genetic tree of life. You see how that was less than 30 seconds?
Your turn.
So,
I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing else. You said you got proof of the God of the Bible. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that doesn't apply to how it's working with me. So I'm here and I'm going to give you context so that you can understand everything that I'm saying. If I just give you everything in one blunder, then you're not going to understand. But if I explain it from beginning to end, then it would make more sense to you.
Why didn't Jesus ever say he's God?
Does that make sense of what I said to you guys?
Listen.
Your claim is bad on two levels at least.
Hey, Randy, we don't need a preamble, bro. Just tell us.
Okay. So back in 2019, God spoke to me through a spirit that had.
What happened?
I muted him. Him. He's giving his personal testimony for why all of his personal testimony is why he believes in the God of the Bible.
I just told you from the beginning that I can only give you my account, and you can only give me your account.
Do you know that? Did you know that Black people were attributing their experiences to other deities prior to colonialism? We wouldn't have
about that, brother.
We wouldn't have attributed to. You don't get to tell us that the God of the Bible revealed himself to people who didn't know about him in his own way. That's you taking the religion of the colonizer and fucking appropriating it and colonizing even more because you're doubling down on it. Even though this is the
triple,
even though literally, even though African people would not have called anything they're worshiping God, I'm going to triple down on the colonization and call all of that the God of the Bible. There's a term that they came up with for when Christians would do what he just did. It's called interpretatio Christiana, where the Christians.
You never heard me, so how are you saying?
Yeah, I know what you're about to say. When the Christians would come to you and they'd repurpose your deities and they'd repurpose your gods as like demons or saints. They take words that had a meaning prior to Christendom and they take those words and repurpose them when they force religion on you and basically just absorb aspects of your spirituality or culture into the religion to help you assimilate. It's called interpretatio Christiana. That's what he's doing. Because West African people prior to colonialism would not have called anything they're worshiping Gudon, God, Got, none of that. That comes with the European Christians. But because he's been indoctrinated and he's the descendant of traumatized Africans, post-traumatic slave syndrome, he is now doing what the white people used to do. It's called interpretatio Christiana. Look it up.
Okay,
that's what he's doing. Now? Go ahead.
So I just wanted to give you my reason why I'm a Christian and why I believe that.
That's not what we asked you for. We asked you for
Brother,
evidence of the God, not
I'm
your
trying to
proof.
give you my
Why you?
evidence, bro. I'm trying to
We
give you
didn't.
my evidence.
We did listen to my word. We did not ask you why you are a Christian. We asked you for evidence of the God,
and I'm trying to give you that.
So Randy, the
No,
reason why
I'm trying to give you
hold
that.
on, Randy,
respectfully.
hold on, Randy, hold on. Give me a
It's
second.
over.
Let me explain
You
something.
haven't heard me out, bro.
Randy, hold on, brother. Let me explain to you something, all right? Listen, we've all heard personal testimony. So don't think I'm just not trying to hear you out. The thing is, we've all heard personal testimony. I'm about to get off right now, baby. We've all heard personal testimonies. Personal testimonies don't prove you're God, because then we'll have to take the personal testimony of someone who believes in any other religion, right? Like Zoroastrianism or Islam or Hinduism. But you a few minutes ago alluded that those gods or whatever are demons. You know what I mean? But they have personal testimony that those gods are right. So we just can't take your personal testimony that you're right. We'll have to also take their personal testimony that they're right. That's why it's not. Hold on, Randy. That's why it's not evidence, and we can't test spirits because we can't know if spirits exist or not.
Yes,
Everyone can claim that they can test the spirit, right? But they can say the same thing to you. The Hindus can say we're going to test our spirit against yours, and then they're going to say that they're right and you're wrong. What do we get from there? Nowhere.
Yeah, no.
That's why it's not evidence.
We get somewhere.
We get nowhere, bro.
No. I'm gonna tell you how.
You're done.
Hold on, I'm
You're
gonna
done.
tell
You
you
don't
how.
have evidence for God, so
brother, I'm gonna
it's
give you
time for us to
evidence.
move.
But if you don't have patience, then that's on you.
Give us something that is
They
not
can't
your
start
personal
with
testimony. Please don't start with personal testimony. Give us something else. Go ahead.
I mean, I can give you. So is this solely on historical evidence?
Because you're okay.
Empirical, something empirical.
Something empirical.
Okay, give me something. Give me something that would justify everyone believing that this is real. What you got? What you got that's objective? Give me something.
The fact that thousands of people have experienced the afterlife, and the majority of people say that Christianity is the truth.
That's wrong.
Do you know? Okay.
So
first of all, majority of people.
Western bias.
Yeah, that was crazy. Majority of people have not experienced the afterlife because majority of people ain't even Christian.
No, I didn't. No. I didn't say this. The majority, like all people on Earth. I'm saying.
No, you said thousands of people have. The majority of them are Christian. That's what you said.
Yeah, so there are thousands of recorded near-death experiences worldwide.
Right. And so Randy,
yo,
so there's
it's
a higher
time.
number.
It's time.
It's
time.
You guys are rude.
Hey, Randy.
You guys are just
rude. Hey, Randy.
No, we're not fighting for the mic. It's time.
Yeah.
He done. He's done.
Like, I knew it was going to be bad, and it lived up to my expectations.
Black people,
terrible, dude.
Oh shit! Black people should worship a God from a region I can't point out on a map because I had a NDE.
He didn't even have one.
Yeah, I was just about to point out to him. I was about to point out to them that. Hold on, love. I was about to point out to them that NDEs depend heavily on where you are. All right, because if you go over to the east, their NDEs are all about Hinduism. Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy.
That's what I said. It's Western bias. Like
Western
crazy.
Bias. Yeah. I'm about to get out of here in a second, y'all. Let me just go ahead and run the gauntlet. Hey, big boy, are you at least 18? And do you have religious indoctrination?
Yeah, I'm over 18. I've not got a religion.
Okay, great.
But I do follow certain things laid out by.
Okay, great. Not a problem. Simon, are you at least 18 and do you have any type of religion?
Yeah, I'm 31 and I'm baptized Roman Catholic.
Gotcha. All right. Enterprise, are you at least 18 and do you have any type of religion? You there, Enterprise?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I am 50 years old and I do not have a religion at all.
Appreciate you. All right. And Love, I can see in the comments that you say that you were a Christian. Is that right, Love?
Nope, I didn't say I was a Christian at all.
What are you?
I follow Jesus.
Okay, so you're a Christian. All right. Let me bring Ariel back up. All right,
I'm not
y'all.
a Christian.
You follow Jesus?
Yes, I do. That's not exclusive.
Literally
to the
a
term
Christian.
That's not exclusive to the term Christian.
It is. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I gotta run on out of here. Enterprise, I gotta put you on mute because your background is loud. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and
Okay.
So,
I'm sorry.
Enterprise, you gotta mute yourself, bro. All right, gotcha. All right. Big boy. You said that that was Simon. That's he's baptized Catholic. Big boy, you said that you follow something. What did you follow?
Yeah, certain practices set by Jesus.
Certain practices set by Jesus, like what?
Yeah. Well, he told you how to pray and how to operate the energy in your body.
He told you how to operate energy?
Yeah, in your body, yeah.
When did he say how to operate energy?
No, he's a wacko. We're not doing that. All right. We're gonna move on to Simon. Simon, how's it going, Simon? Are you at least 18? And you said that you're practicing baptized Catholic, is that right?
I was baptized Roman Catholic.
Baptized Roman Catholic. All right. Black people should not be Christian, especially Catholic, because they were the main ones that were involved in slavery of my people.
I think Christianity was in Africa before it was in Europe.
It was not.
I think the Ethiopian Bible's like thousands of years older than the King James Bible.
So
what?
I mean, obviously you are correct where it was pushed on obviously slaves in the South. But you have to remember as well, I think like with the Old Testament, a lot of the pages are ripped out of the book. Obviously the story of Moses liberating his people, leading them to freedom.
We know that. We understand that. What we're saying is that we still shouldn't be Christian because this was the religion of our enslavers.
Yeah, also the whole slave Bible thing doesn't do what you think it does.
It doesn't do what you think it does.
Can you give me more context on that?
Yeah, so the slave Bible was written in 1809 and it was distributed in the West Indies. Right? This was not a Bible that was given to American slaves at an early point in the history of slavery. It's late and it was limited in distribution. It's not this like escape clause that you guys seem to think it is.
Yeah, I think you can't really put it into a whole category. Obviously, slavery was like Catholic religion was pushed on black slaves, especially in the South. You know, that was not your religion; that was forced upon you. But I also have to remember as well that, you know, Christianity was in Africa far longer before it arrived in Europe.
Incorrect.
No, it was about the same time.
I think it was in Ethiopia before it spread out Western Europe.
You don't hear Volcy saying incorrect? You're going to keep saying it until it's true? That's incorrect.
It's incorrect.
Prove it.
According to the tradition, where is the oldest Christian nation? According to the tradition. I don't mean it's true, but where do they say the oldest Christian nation is?
Well, it originated in Israel.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I'll tell you. According to the Christian tradition, the oldest Christian nation is Armenia. Is that Africa?
No, it's not. You're right.
No, that's not Africa. So the Ethiopian Bible is not the oldest Bible because I'm sure you're aware, according to church tradition, no, not according to church tradition, this is actual facts. The Christian Bible was written in Greek. Nowhere on the continent of Africa is Greek an indigenous or authentic language.
Aramaic, then it was translated to the Gentiles in Greek.
Sir, the New Testament was written in Greek.
So Simon, think about what you just said.
What the?
It was they spoke in Aramaic and then they translated to Greek, which means that it was given to Greek people, which means that it was in Europe before it was in Africa, because Greek is famously a European language, not an African one. If it was translated to Ge'ez, then you would have a point about it being in Africa before Europe. But it wasn't translated to Ge'ez. It wasn't translated to Amharic. It wasn't translated to Somali. It wasn't translated to any of those. It was translated in Greek.
Yeah. And also according to the tradition, the Ethiopian Bible is like 300 years older than the oldest Greek codices. The Codex Sinaiticus, Vaticanus, and Alexandrinus all these are like the closest thing to a complete old Septuagint and New Testament canon. This is the closest thing to it. This is the codices. These predate the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible was translated by a is it Syrian? Is Garima, is he a Syrian or Byzantine? He was a 5th century Byzantine saint. Byzantine is Roman Empire. If you don't, for those who don't know, when you hear the word Byzantine, this is Roman Empire. This is Byzantine, yeah.
The BHI is Black Hebrew Israelite for the person who asked in the comments.
And we're talking about Abba Garima is 5th century, according to the tradition. So their Bible was the African people of the Kingdom of Axum, their Bible was translated for them by a fucking Byzantine saint, aka white people.
Ask you guys a personal question.
I want you to no. Before you ask us anything, do you understand that what you were just saying is incorrect?
Oh, completely.
Yes. Christianity did not originate in Africa. It wasn't in Africa first, and the African translation of the Bible is not the oldest. All of that has been dispelled for you. So now we back on track. Now you can ask us a question.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, do you feel like Christianity has benefited mankind or not?
We're not talking. No. Don't do that. You got to censor black people. This is black people should not be Christian. I don't speak for Europeans, but they can make a strong case for why they should be Christian. I mean, I can think of a couple of reasons why a white man could defend his Christianity, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
Black people
results based.
Jesus is one of those things.
What?
The behavior of Jesus.
Hold on. Give us a second. We coming to you.
The behavior of Jesus.
Give us a second. We dealing with Simon. He almost done. So Simon, what is your question? You said mankind. We're talking about black people. Can you think of a way Christianity has helped black people with something we didn't already have access to prior to it being forced on them? Can you think of something?
What did you not already have access to?
That's a great question.
Great question.
Because if you read The African Origins of Civilization, written by Cheikh Anta Diop, I don't even know how to pronounce it right. You read the African things like Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James and The African Origins of Civilization. Our black scholars will tell you that everybody's copying us, and they'll give you the history that demonstrates that we have contributed to civilization, to technology, to culture, to your everyday way of life. We've contributed to it.
I mean,
so there's nothing we didn't have. What'd you say?
Can you name one empire or civilization that's originated from Africa?
Mali.
Can you name? I didn't even hear him. He's talking low. What did he say?
He said, "Can I name one empire civilization that originated in Africa?" I can name several: Mali, Great Zimbabwe, the Luba states, the Nok civilization, Egypt, Aksum, Kush, Nubia. Great Zimbabwe, I said Great Zimbabwe, the Congo kingdoms, the Dahomey, Ashanti Empire. I was believe the Egyptians for the last because everybody says the Egyptians, but that's also the Egyptians.
That was solely Africans. That you did not have any like Arabic influence in that.
No.
Yes.
No. That comes later. So.
Great Zimbabwe was not influenced by the Muslims because it was in the BC times. Nok civilization was not influenced by the Muslims because Islam didn't exist yet. Nubia was not existed by the Muslims because Islam didn't exist yet.
None of these empires or civilizations were illiterate.
Yes, they were. Nubia was literate. Great Zimbabwe was literate. Nok was literate. That's how we know they existed. They wrote down the name of their kings. They had coinage. They had all that.
What was their religion? Islam?
Not y'all letting a white man tell y'all that niggas was stupid. It's time for me to open my mouth. Not y'all letting a white British bitch with bad teeth tell y'all black people was stupid.
Yeah, he's been
not y'all letting a fucking white bitch to tell y'all that black people were stupid, that black people were fucking illiterate. Not y'all when we had to teach you nasty, funky bitches how to bathe. Correct. And you still don't know to this day. We just finding out in 2021, you bitches don't wash your legs. You don't use washcloths. I read a thing where a man say, "What should I do?" I woke up and the girl I was sleeping with, she shit in my drain.
What?
Yes. He said, "Should I invite her back to my house?" She didn't get out of the tub. She shit in his drain. Not you trying to say that black people were illiterate. You dirty fucking porch monkey. Not you.
Yeah, I encourage. I know. In y'all culture, y'all don't focus on anything outside of whiteness.
Not
but
you. Exactly, Alpha. Not you. We just saw a white bitch using a coffee maker in a hotel to wash her underwear. Not you from the small gene pool.
The very small gene pool.
Yeah.
I can't listen. I can't believe that I had to. This is why I'll be disappointed in black men. Because I cannot believe that I had to tell this motherfucker this. I cannot believe that. This motherfucker said they were not literate. How do you think we know about them, bitch? Y'all got the NHS and y'all got the NHS. Y'all got the NHS and y'all teeth are still bad in the UK. Let me get on my other comment. Let me back up.
Got a violation for that?
Yeah, she is.
If you
damn.
What I was gonna say is if you go and read the African origins of civilization and stolen legacy, you're gonna be very disappointed in that history, because you're gonna find out that, like I was telling you earlier, not only have we contributed, but it starts with us. Yeah,
it all starts with us. Exactly. So Simon,
all of your Greek philosophy, your Pythagorean theorem, your all of that shit, they learned it from Black African people. So
yeah, and your entire claim of them not being literate is stupid, because
y'all can say that again.
Yeah, Sabidi existed. Do you know about what Sabidi is, Simon? I bet you don't. See, the reason why that is because you were taught a very racist history.
Yeah.
You're taught a very racist, a very stupid history to think that the white man is superior, but you're not.
Yeah. If you do some research on the Renaissance, the age of learning in Europe, this is when all of this comes out. When white people in Europe started learning how to read and shit like that, and they started reading the Bible for themselves, that's when you get the Protestant Reformation and all that shit. This is when they started coming up with this pseudo history that Black people needed to be civilized and we were illiterate and we didn't contribute anything and all of our nations are savage and shit like that. That's where this come from. This is where they, during this time period, is also where they assigned us to be descendants of Ham based on the Bible. They assigned our history. Well, they assigned it based on the Bible and said we were descendants of Ham and we're destined for servitude. All that comes out during the Renaissance. So everything you know about history is rooted in racism and white supremacy.
Yeah, exactly, Simon.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and because I do gotta go ahead and get out of here. My wifey's been signaling me for me to get off. Let Lords back up. Lords, for some reason I couldn't.
No, only she's private, so only the host can.
Okay, only the host can. Okay, gotcha.
Oh shit! I pressed the wrong fucking.
Get her. Did you block her?
Damn it! I pressed the wrong button. I added the wrong person. Hold up, Antonio. I added the wrong person. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
So Simon, do everybody a favor. Burn your stupid history books because they were told from a white man's perspective. Black people are not illiterate.
Let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that the whole Spanish line of the Habsburg wiped themselves out because they were sleeping with each other in 7 generations. Let's talk about the Habsburg jaw, since you want to talk about people being illiterate. Let's talk about the Habsburg jaw, Simon. Let's talk about that, since you want to talk about somebody being illiterate. Let's talk about y'all still in the 21st century not knowing how to clean yourselves and sleeping with dogs in your bed and on your sheets, and you can't. Let's talk about that. You want to talk about Black people being illiterate? Let's talk about y'all. That's what you came up here to tell us, that black people were illiterate. There's no way we could. There's no way you would know about those. We would know about the Cushites and things like that if black people were illiterate. But let's talk about y'all and how dirty y'all are. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the plague wiped out 1/3 of the Europeans because y'all were so dirty you couldn't stop dying. You were sleeping with tickings with rat feces and stuff in it. Let's talk. No. Offended by everything and ashamed by nothing. Come off mute, Simon. Come off mute, Soyman.
Oh no, he ran.
Come off mute, Soyman. Offended by everything, ashamed of nothing. Of course he ran because he didn't want to talk about that rat feces in that ticking that they used to sleep with. That's why the Black Plague. Let me tell you how they talk about black people. Let me tell you how stupid white people were. The reason why the bubonic plague.
A good one. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good one. Get into it.
The reason why the bubonic plague spread so much is because initially, right, they had no idea what was happening. So when the black stuff started coming out of their eyes, and my English teacher told me this years ago. I don't know how old I was, and I looked it up. They would actually taste the black stuff because they didn't know what it was, and that's how it spread. But mostly it spread because they were not clean. If you look at the bubonic plague and look at where it spread the most, it was where people did not know about cleanliness.
Dumping their shit out the window?
Yes, it was where people, listen, Versailles loved it. But back in the 16th, when it was really going on, they used to guard the loo and throw stuff out the window. That's what they used to do.
Volcy about to get off, so we're gonna let him get out. Out.
I was letting Lawrence cook a little bit so we can go ahead and get out of here. Because you see, me and Bar will just educate you. Lawrence is gonna cuss you the fuck out, and you deserved it. But let me go ahead and get out of here, y'all. But listen, I do appreciate everybody here. Love you all. What's up, Ariel? We didn't get a chance to talk yet, but I do appreciate y'all. Y'all, don't forget to sign up if you are a Black atheist, agnostic, skeptic, or humanist. Go ahead and follow me, follow Bar. Go ahead and sign that RSVP to go ahead and come to the cookout, and we're gonna have a good time. It's going down June 13th. If you can make it out to Central Florida, if you cannot, I definitely understand. Next year likely will be in Texas or Georgia, but we'll figure that out. All right. I do appreciate everybody here. Once again, follow me, Volcy Thoughts, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Threads, and on Instagram. I refuse to go to Twitter because I'm not going to a Nazi space anymore. But I appreciate y'all. I do love y'all. I'm going to start in April. We're going to start talking about positive masculinity. We're going to talk about deconstructing from the toxic manosphere, the toxic red pill space. We're going to be talking about those things. That's coming up in April. But once again, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for me being here. And I am out. Lawrence is going to be taking over. Peace, y'all.